Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 275. Started drinking my coffee a little bit too late there. Almost didn't get it down in time. It's me. I'm back down in our palatial basement studio with my teenage son, Jack, to talk about another week of professional wrestling. We will talk about Dynamite, Raw, NXT. Ish, little bits of it. And as we usually do, we will staple on a bit of pay-per-view discussion on the beginning of this. After we talk about some news, timestamps for everything you want to navigate to it, go ahead. Because we'll talk about other things for a little bit here. But we'll talk about AEW Wrestledream, which was, a week ago?
Yes.
And not to spoil anything, but you've already watched a couple matches.
I did rewatch a couple matches, yeah.
So that's good. They'll be fresher in your mind than my old stale mind. But we are in the midst, we meaning not you, but everyone else in this area, in the midst of Blue Jay Fever as my longest love of sports. My team that I've loved the longest has made the World Series. Game 1 is tonight as we record this on Friday, October 24th, to be published tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it just happens to coincide with me having a week off from work.
So, I mean, you're going down the street?
I'll probably go down to Mike's garage, yeah. We'll see how things go. That's usually what happens. There'll be a whole bunch of people there. So now the new routine is, because they're a bit superstitious, I'm just a little bit stitious.
Slightly stitious, yeah.
Right, slightly stitious. Is I wore, I believe it even predates the what's now called the Rogers Center, but what I knew as the Sky Dome as a kid. So before that, they played in Exhibition Stadium. And I found in the garage on my way, because I get a bike out, right? And I bike down to Mike's garage down the street. I have a replica batting helmet that was like a stadium giveaway, probably in the mid to late 80s, that was covered in 20 years of dirt and grime and dust from being in the garage. So I washed that off. Actually, it was sponsored by Dominion, which some Canadians might remember, I think was the grocery chain that became Metro. So it doesn't even exist anymore. But it was a Dominion giveaway, so I have this old Blue Jays batting helmet replica with a Dominion logo on the back that I wore to Game 7, which the Jays won in super dramatic fashion. Was amazing to watch, amazing. So I now am told I have to wear that every single game. So I'm wearing a batting helmet as I watch these games.
Naturally.
But whatever I can do to, help them out and help the Jays win, because everything, as Mike always used to say, nothing we do influences anything that's happening in the game. But you never know. Can't hurt, I don't think, right? So
hey, you would think so.
That's what we're going to go with. So you're just coming off a week off of university. You got a couple more days and you'll head back. Mm-hmm. Got together with some friends, multiple, right? So
multiple different days.
The boys that don't even live local came down, so that was nice. You got to hang out with them for a day.
Yeah.
And then it seems like some ladies that you went to high school with that are around, either still around or back around from their post-secondary, and then another buddy from university that you went to.
Some people had the same reading week.
Yes, a few people had the same reading week, as they call it, because you've done lots of reading, right? You've spent every spare moment reading.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And that's what the week is
That's
for.
what I used to do in university. Mm-hmm. Just study, all nonstop. Yeah. Anything else exciting? What's going on? Anything new?
I don't think so.
I was thinking about going to there's zombie wrestling tonight down in Toronto.
I guess
but
not.
Now that it coincides with the World Series, sorry, zombie wrestling. I think it was Super Kicked, which we've seen before.
I think they're the ones who do it, yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
We saw, what was that? That was House of Black?
That was the House of Black one, yeah.
Right. So that's the indie promotion that does like no chairs. You can go right up to literally like resting your hands on the apron if you want to, right? They sell it as like a rock show, but there was I didn't get that when we went. Maybe sometimes
because the venue, like it was kind of like
maybe
that. I don't know.
Was that the one where we ended up sitting on the steps, right? And we saw Brody King,
Vega and Ripley were there.
Oh, right,
because Murphy and Black.
Right,
were there.
right. Buddy Murphy. Rip Buddy Murphy. Where's
Remember
he
been? He took that ankle injury at the Aussie show against Okada, so he's been gone since.
I remember.
Hence why Brodito's allowed to exist.
That match with House of Black at that indie show was awesome. Yeah. It made me love those guys more because they clearly did not hold back because it was a little indie show in Toronto. Like they wrestled an awesome match. And then they were staying after. And signed anyone that won. You see
Black and Vega are actually like paired together now on SmackDown.
They're Cross and Scarlet, I saw, basically. Is what I've been reading.
That's kind of funny.
Is that they just replaced them with that.
I mean, no, but like, I can,
Right, you get the
It's kind of funny to think, at least.
Yeah. So I guess I won't be going to that. Although there is another 2 shows, I think, on Halloween or right around there. I was thinking asking your mom if she wanted to go with me. take her out for a nice meal in the city and then go to
I
zombie
mean,
wrestling.
she might take that just so she doesn't have to deal with trick-or-treaters.
She would. She would for sure.
So
Although we might be going to a basketball game too. So Raptors won their first game, so go Toronto Sports. As we are located about an hour away from Toronto. Not even, if you hit traffic right. So
Depends on the day.
yeah, some days it takes 2 hours and whatever it was, 15 minutes to get back. A 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
But anyways, you want to get into this? Because a lot to get
Indeed.
into. So we'll do that. We'll talk about wrestling almost exclusively from this point on, starting out with looking at some of the week's pretty uneventful news and rumors. We say it a lot, but it's true. A really uneventful week of
This
news.
week kind of sucked.
First thing I had, and maybe I'm stealing it from you, I don't know, is that Andrade, now they're saying, like, I think this is not happening, but that he could be returning to
Yeah, I had that.
WWE. Some belief, I think that I saw that it's mostly rumors are coming from Mexico for some reason, which I don't know how that makes sense. But anyways.
Yeah, I've seen like the Lucha Circles believe that.
Right, that there's WWE is trying to use the leverage of that 1 year no compete that I think you talked about last week, right? As a way to bring Andrade back into
Even
the
though
fold.
they fired him?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. This is why we say news and rumors, because I feel like this is not
has quickly
news.
become one of the most confusing contract situations
It
I've
really
ever
has.
seen.
It really has.
Like we went from, okay, he's gone to holy crap, he's in AEW to, oh wait, he can't wrestle for a year, he's going to go back to WWE.
Right. They're leveraging that to get a guy back that they fired?
I guess now that they know AEW wants him, they want him.
Maybe. I guess.
No, why else would they want him?
I guess. Because
they fired him.
They probably assumed
Why else
like,
would they want him?
he's going to end up in Mexico. We don't really care.
AEW won't take him. Oh, they took him.
Yeah.
We won't, you can come back.
It is a strange story. So we'll see.
It's
I feel like
so
that
weird.
can't be true, but I believe almost anything, I guess.
Yeah,
at
and I
this point.
saw
Anything's
David
possible.
Otunga saying that like the court would likely side with Andrade because Otunga's like a lawyer or whatever.
He
right?
was a lawyer, or is, yeah.
So, yeah, he was saying like they would likely side with Andrade, which no duh.
Yeah, but somebody's got to actually attempt that lawsuit, right? But anyways.
Or yeah, whether it's on Andrade's behalf or not.
I have 3 other stories, each as underwhelming as the last.
I saw that AEW's hopeful that Swerve will return by the winter.
I am hopeful too.
Yeah.
What was his injury again? I don't remember.
Meniscus, I think.
Sorry, what was it?
Meniscus.
Oh,
Torn
meniscus, yeah.
I'm more waiting for Ospreay. No offense to Swerve, but
Both of
either
them
one of
would
them
be
back
great.
would be nice. I showed you that like Switchblade tweeted something out. I'm really hopeful he's coming back soon. I feel like he has to be back soon.
There's a whole bunch of guys out injured.
Yeah, there's a lot of big ones. I think the main ones for me are like it's Swerve, Ospreay, and Switchblade all out at once. Is kind of brutal.
It is. It's not the
Hopefully
best.
they can like at least 1 or 2 of them can come back just for C2 season.
Because those are some, for us, like could be face of the company guys if you
I would have
book it right.
I'd book them all as world champion, even though Swerve already won
At
it.
the
But
same time?
Ospreay, yeah,
3 titles.
Ospreay and Ospreay and Switchblade, since they haven't held, I'd absolutely be putting them at the top of the card.
Ospreay.
I
I
would
would
be
as
turning-
soon as they can.
Yeah, Ospreay like before. I would say probably at All In next year since they're going back to London.
Mm-hmm.
Switchblade, I would honestly like whether he wins it yet or not. I would have him come back, turn him heel, and then have him do a title feud with Hangman, and that'd be really cool because Hangman has never beaten Switchblade clean.
So are you saying Switchblade's the heel champion Ospreay beats? Because we need a heel champion for Ospreay when Ospreay comes
MJF
back.
still has that thing, but honestly, I don't
does.
really need MJF as champion.
I know,
now.
and he's kind of disappeared a little bit.
Well, yeah,
lately.
he's on that hiatus again, right?
Yeah.
Probably honeymoon.
Probably.
Because I always said, we said this before, I would either have Fletcher beat Ospreay or Ospreay beat Fletcher, either or. So you could do Hangman, drops it to Switchblade, drops it to Ospreay, drops it to Fletcher.
You could.
I don't know where MJF slots into there. And
Me either.
Perfectly doesn't. Not that I dislike MJF, but like there's so many people that I'd rather see get the title before he gets it again, kind of thing.
Me too.
But I could also see it going Hangman, MJF, Ospreay, Fletcher.
Me too.
Maybe, and then White's way down the line. But again, MJF, I feel like, I don't know how old is Jay White, because
I'm going to guess 34.
why can't I just see it easily? Do I really gonna make me click on Wikipedia?
Wow.
He's 33.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And so, okay, so he's not that much older than MJF, so they could wait with him a bit, actually, if they wanted to.
Men are allowed to wrestle into their...
Yeah.
Women aren't.
But especially with MJF, because then MJF, like, he's
Crazy
just
that is.
under, he's just hovering around 30, is he not, right?
MJF?
He's
Yeah, should be.
29,
Yeah.
so you could probably wait longer with him to go since he's already had a run.
Lots of time.
I don't know. There's a lot of top guys that are out right now. I do hope Swerve's back soon. I would put him in the C2 just to give him something to do. It would be a lot of wrestling right off the bat, but like it'd just be an easy way to slot him into programming and make it important.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Lots of top talent out right now for AEW.
I think the C2 has to belong to Takeshita.
Speaking of top talent being out, look at that segue. My God, that's professional. 275 episodes in. It's the most professional, non-professional podcast ever. WWE Championship match between Rhodes and Drew McIntyre is now scheduled for Saturday night's main event.
Great.
I guess. Reportedly moved up from the original spot at Survivor Series because of the injury to Jacob Fatu.
Which I find funny because when Fatu was injured, they wrote him off on that SmackDown. Then they had Cody wrestle in his suit against McIntyre for the title. So they've already done it on SmackDown recently. In addition to the WrestlePalooza match, I think it was.
No chance Drew wins, right?
I don't think so.
No, unfortunately.
I've given up that they're going to give him what he
the
deserves.
proper due, I know.
And Cody like hit him with the belt in that match, like took the DQ as a babyface.
They clearly have, I would say they have Drew slotted
as like main event capable, but like
above Priest, because we said he got that
capable.
shot
and he has had
great.
a run. It just wasn't with fans.
Above
right?
him, but below Cody and Roman and whatever.
I think they're just gonna pigeonhole him as a choke artist now.
Yeah, great.
Which kind of sucks. So I just saw a video of like Alvarez and Meltzer complaining about the DQ finishes that they did. I think they did one with Lynch and Maxine Dupree on Raw this week,
did.
and then
That'll
they did
be
one with
coming up.
SmackDown recently. But on Dynamite, we'll talk about a good DQ finish because they also like the DQ finish.
Trying to remember.
Moxley.
Oh right, yeah.
But yeah, like Cody just did that as a babyface also, right? Like at least Becky's a heel, but Cody doing this as a babyface is weird. But yeah, I have very little faith that McIntyre is going to win that.
And then he gets
sucks.
disgruntled, comes to AEW, push him to the moon.
The only thing with AEW is like I do think he'd do well in AEW because I do really
They
like him,
room.
but like we just talked about, there's so many guys I'd want to see champion that are like already there. That McIntyre, it's like no offense, I would put Switchblade and Ospreay easily above him.
Yep.
To continue on Saturday night's main event, we saw Jey Uso won that Battle Royal.
I did.
So now I was saying to you, it's great. Our two options for world champion are Punk and Jey Uso.
I know.
Great.
It's got to be Punk.
Also,
right? Or would they wait for a bigger moment?
I feel like I wouldn't put it back on Jey. That'd be a terrible idea. And then now they're teasing like.
But I could see Punk being, and again, this is because we don't like Punk, and I'm gonna assume he is the way I think he is, which is like he doesn't want to feel like they put it on him as an audible. He'll be like, I need it to be a big moment and a big thing.
They would do it on Jey again. And like, I saw someone saying they think that Jimmy's going to turn on him again because he eliminated Jimmy from the Battle Royal. I was like, hey, can we stop doing that again?
If you're TKO, you're probably going, oh, does Jey sell the most merch? All right, that's our guy.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing I wanted to talk about is that they took Breaker out of that Battle Royal because they apparently have a plan for them to win the title down the line and thought main event wasn't the right time, which good on them if they actually have a plan. I don't really trust them, but
agree.
You know,
we'll see what the plan is and if it's a decent plan.
Yeah.
WWE announced the signing of 5 new wrestlers or new talent. Only reason I thought it was notable, I'm not even going to mention names because you won't recognize a single one. However, other than one who's MMA and they didn't say anything else,
murderer.
Is that just you guessing?
No, I just thought like they had to have done something diabolical.
One's just MMA, and the other 4, there's all indie people. So like CMLL, Rev Pro, Noah, All Japan, WXW. So the fact that they're signing 5 people and not one of them is like, it's a shot putter from
or
Wisconsin,
a soccer player,
or a football player, or
another
women,
gymnast.
It all seems to be soccer and gymnasts, right? And men, it seems to be football and like track and field sort of thing. So I'm a little optimistic that maybe some of the people that will be coming into NXT.
But then there's this, but then they're scrapping the ID program. Like,
well, and once those guys get the last bit of seasoning, like the Hardy Boys and Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace and all these rookies that we have there, right? Yeah. That maybe we'll get some talent that are actually wrestlers and I'll enjoy. So that's the only reason I thought that was notable on a week news.
Or you'll just keep getting, your AAA and Evolve and LFG.
The AAA guys don't really interest me.
You're not a fan of El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.?
No, I'm not. But we also got Iguana and La Parca this week too.
Which,
whatever.
I do think it's funny. Like, obviously, it's not the same guy, but La Parca was around like WCW.
He was.
What I mean, obviously not the same exact same guy, but
yeah,
it is funny. Yeah, he was chairman before Sean Spears.
That's right.
Now it's Sean Spears. Also another youngin.
I got some interesting stuff about that group to this week too, but we'll get there
Paxley's actually doing stuff.
when I talk NXT. I only have one other story.
I have two, neither of them are that interesting. TJP is working as a guest coach at the Performance Center.
Awesome, I guess. I don't know.
Remember, he's the guy who dabbed?
Yeah, good in the ring, bores me everywhere else.
But he did that as Vong thing in New Japan where he had like the funny looking mask.
He did do that. Wasn't he other mask things too at some point?
He was Suicide.
Right, that's the one
Manic,
I was thinking. All right.
Which was like Suicide when they stopped calling him Suicide, right? Because
Right.
then he would just have like the M on there. But then he did like when he came
Ooh,
back.
are we
to
gonna get flagged for you saying that on YouTube?
Maybe. Then on Impact though in like 2021 or whatever, I think he won the X Division title as Manic. But remember he was like that black and gray version
Yes.
of Manic where he didn't look like Suicide.
Yes.
And he had that. Didn't he have like that hour-long Iron Man match with Alexander? I'm pretty sure.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, he had like a decent run in Impact like a few years back, and then he's just been New Japan. I just saw him win something else though.
Good news for us is to get demonetized, you have to be monetized, which we
That is
are
true.
not. We have
So
never
they-
made a dime off this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I know TJP holds a tag belt somewhere right now. I just genuinely can't remember where it is because I don't think it actually matters.
Last thing I had while you looked that up is WWE's plans for War Games. Again, affected because of injury this time due to Seth Rollins, right? So
I've heard Theory's going.
Original
Theory's
lineup,
gonna be there.
according to what I saw, was Rollins, Breaker, Reed.
Oh, the strong tag titles. I knew it didn't matter.
Oh, there you go.
I think he holds them with Templario.
Oh my God. Rollins, Breaker, Reed, Theory, Lesnar taking on Punk, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, and either LA Knight or Jimmy Uso.
I'd like to point out that the babyface team there is the exact same as last year, except you're slotting in Fatu for Zayn.
So obviously Fatu's out, Rollins is out. So
You
the
could just make it a 4-on-4. But
the
they're not
rumor
gonna do
is
that.
the core concept is staying the same, with Punk and Reigns heading a team against a Vision-led team of whatever that
So,
would look like.
Again, like it's half rehash from last year because remember the whole thing was like Punk helped the Bloodline. There was like, can they coexist against the new Bloodline? So now it's gonna be like, can they coexist against the Vision? Because they both been fighting the Vision, but they also don't like each other. So it's like, oh, can they coexist?
Copy paste.
But now there's no Heyman to unite them, so it's like, oh, can they coexist again?
AI just reached into last year. It didn't go back very far to
AI,
write this one.
This is the AI again, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have, buddy.
The last one is again another expected returns that WWE are hoping that Liv Morgan returns early next year.
Yeah, what was her?
I don't shoulder, I think.
Oh, I
something
think
like that.
yeah, it was.
And obviously she's been out, so she can't. Like, there's been that Judgment Day storyline going on.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're kind of dropping right now because I feel like she's been out so long. It's like you're kind of dragging the bit.
Yeah, I
You
think
keep
so
going?
too. Yeah, so I don't know. Speedy recovery to her, I guess. But anyways, let's go back in time a week. Talk about a pay-per-view that we watched together, and I think I can safely say we enjoyed, right? We'll get into how much we enjoyed it as we talk about last Saturday's AEW Wrestledream. So AEW really tried something new here to start this.
Yeah, it caught me
pay-per-view?
off guard, but I thought it was.
So go ahead and you talk about that.
Well, because we come right into the show and we're in the thick of FTR and Jet Speed, which was the last match on the pre-show.
So apparently there was 4 minutes before the
But like
main
the
show
pyre
went
was going
live.
off and they're fighting like crazy. Like
And the
it's-
crowd's already hyped because this match was pretty awesome, I thought. Like
Yeah.
what we saw. I mean, we
Yeah.
missed maybe a quarter of it or whatever. I don't
and
know.
I saw a lot of people complain about this or ragging on it, but I thought it was honestly a really cool way to start the show because it gets you right into it and the match was good. So
At the very least, they're trying something new.
I didn't. Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
mind it at all.
I wouldn't probably do this like every time, or I probably wouldn't do it on the next show just to like, so this doesn't feel like we're getting it every time. But I thought this was cool to do as like a one-off or like an every now and like just something different, like you're saying, right?
And I
Like,
know people will be critical because they'll say, like, well, if I'm watching the free pre-show and they cut off the last match and I don't want to pay for it, I'm going to be pissed.
but
But
now you want to watch the pay-per-view.
I like people will be like, well, I'm not paying for it no matter what, whatever. But like, it wasn't on YouTube or anything, right? This time,
It was on TV, I think. Yeah.
so you had to be paying for, was it HBO or whatever to even?
No, it
have-
was on TNT.
Oh, was it on TNT? So before we get into talking about that match, because I took notes on everything, I wanted to take some time, a minute, to praise AEW before we even get started, because the flow of their pay-per-views and the lack of them wasting my freaking time like WWE does is so noticeable and appreciated right?
Even though their shows are usually longer, it doesn't feel like as much of a
it's
slog.
match, quick little like package to summarize for like in case somebody's watching that's not up on the product.
There is stuff to help you
Just
out.
a nice, all of the packages are well done. Yeah. They don't overstay their welcome to prepare you for the next match. Then it's match and repeat. Right?
And then there's like maybe the occasional segment.
Yes.
Like we had the bit with Storm and Mina here, like, but that's just like set up stuff on TV. Like there's the occasional segment, but it is actually like productive.
It's
still.
not ads and promotions and
it's
nonsense.
Something in service of the product.
So I feel honestly, and I'm not exaggerating these numbers, I feel like about 85 to 90% of this is like action and stuff you need to see, and WWE it's maybe 50.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's 50% of the stuff is matches. So kudos to AEW for that. One of the reasons we much prefer them. So yeah, we get FTR Jet Speed. I did have some notes on that, and the crowd is super into it as we start.
That's why I thought was one of the positives of doing
hot crowd
a show
right
like
away.
this is that like it just felt like it was jumping right out of the gate,
and
not in a way where it's like, you know, like, okay guys, we're about to go live, start cheering. Like I felt like it was actually like going.
And now that I know it was intentional, because in the moment I wasn't quite sure.
I
right?
figured it was,
You
because it'd be a
did.
pretty big mistake to make.
This is more of a hot opener than what they chose as the opener.
Yeah,
Do you know
absolutely.
What I mean? So I think that makes sense too.
Yeah, because especially because the only 4 minutes of the match started beforehand. Like if it was most of the match on the pre-show and we were in the last few minutes, yeah, maybe it was a slip up.
Yeah.
But like because we basically got a full match here, like there was minimal chance that it was an accident. You know what I mean?
Yes. And this was, what do I have here? Stokes on the apron, gets taken out with Dax as Knight goes on a run, gets some near falls, really fast pace as soon as we're joining this. Dax slows things down, sharpshooter tonight. FTR flip out of suplexes, hit a shatter machine tonight. Sorry, smash contraption as we call it.
Contraption.
Speedball breaks up the pin with an Ultima weapon, right? Which
That
is
was pretty
cool. Dax and Bailey just engage in a massive slap fight, which the crowd really got into as well, just teeing off on each other. We get the knees up on the Powerplex, and then FTR get the knees up on the UFO. Then we get one more frantic sequence before Bailey goes to inside-out suplex Dax, right? And it's the classic Heenan.
It's the Heenan foot trip thing.
Yes.
Which like, it's not my favorite finish, but it's like it's a classic kind of trope, so I don't like hate it.
It works
It's just
here.
not my favorite.
So yeah, Stokely holds on to Bailey's foot. FTR pick up the win. I don't know how long it was. And
12 minutes, 19 seconds.
I didn't even give it a rating because I was like, we didn't see the whole match, but I like what
Honestly,
I
I
saw.
feel like you could rate it like a full match because we pretty much got that. And
Yeah.
honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought it did kind of feel like a TV match, but a really good TV match at that.
Incredible pace, hot
Yeah.
crowd. Just kind of a unique way to start the show.
And a good hot opener, like you said. Like I think I would have felt a little more shortchanged if the next match was the opener. Not that it was bad, but this was a much better choice for an opener.
And I don't know if this was their plan, but it almost makes you feel like maybe you missed something by not watching the pre-show.
I think it works both
if
ways.
this is the level of action we're getting, like maybe I should have watched it.
I think it works both ways. It makes you think, oh, okay, if this was like meant to be the pre-show match, there could have been one, other good matches, two, maybe I missed some part of this match in the beginning. Or if you're watching the pre-show and you didn't get this full match, you're like, oh crap, I missed this match, and you know, maybe I'll buy the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
Like if you really like the pre-show. So like, I think it kind of works both ways. Whether it's actually that effective or not, I do think it's just an interesting thing to try. And
I am curious to see if they do it again in the future.
I would like to see them try it again. Not like soon, like Will Washington, you got to spread it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do think it's an interesting concept to try. And it's something WWE can't do because they don't do pre-show matches anymore.
and I
So
think-
it's not even like WWE
true.
can rip. Like I was going to say, oh, you will see if but they don't do
They
that
don't-
anymore.
They just talk for
like
2 hours.
They
or
do
whatever.
they'll do like pre-show things where they like book out an arena or an area, and it's just like the wrestlers talking on a stage
It's so
for
bad.
2 hours. But then it's like on a Thursday or something,
and then
right?
talking heads with kayfabe takes.
And then
that
they'll
are
do that, and that's like
awful.
the pre-show right before. Like, there's so much. Like that's a waste of time. Too.
It is.
I would love to know because I think I saw the one for.
I
think
want
it
the
was
ratings on the pre-shows.
the one in Perth. They did like
Who
the
watches
whole
that?
stage setup, right? But it was like some outdoor spot. But it's like they're renting in a whole place or whatever. And like there's like this whole big crowd there just to watch the guys talk and
can't
hype up the. It's like,
imagine.
is that not what the weekly TV is
with
for?
no,
Why would like
no new information, no
literally
advancement,
nothing.
nothing. Yeah, I know. So that match, I won't rate it, but I mean,
It was pretty good.
it was really good. I would check it out if you're a fan of tag team wrestling, which we are.
Which if you're like tag team wrestling, this was the show for you.
Then I thought things slowed down a bit. We got
I agree.
Tekla and Jamie Hayter here. Oh, and by the way, for our so get ready for Over Under Accurate, by the way.
That's why I have it open.
And as well, our picks, I was perfect. I ran the table on
You
picking.
did make a comeback from your last one because
last
All
was one of my
not
worst.
A banner one for you. So yeah, this was definitely your comeback show.
So I picked everything correct, and Jack only picked a couple things wrong. I think.
I think some of the ones I dropped weren't big. 'Cause I know I dropped Briscoe, but I only bet one on him. I think.
So it is Tekla and Hater. Sorry.
Tekla.
I find the tweets on the screen distracting. Seems like they're taking up a larger part of the screen than they need to.
I also feel they do it a little too often.
Yeah.
Now, is this preferable to WWE just with shoving ads in my face? Yes.
I hate myself for reading most of the tweets that pop up.
I also, I look at them. Even
they
though
are
I'm like,
of zero value, but I read almost every one.
At least I can buy that they're probably real.
Yeah.
And not kayfabe.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And it's less interference than what WWE does. So I'll take it if that's what we have to deal with.
So we get a little brawling to start, then a bit of back and forth to no advantage until Hater runs Tekla into the barricade a couple times. We get chops in front of Charlie Thez because she's there. Lou Thez's probably 80-year-old wife, I'm guessing, if
Widow.
not older.
Dead?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
I guess that's the more proper
I will
term.
say, because I think she was there because they were in St. Louis whenever they were talking about it. I think either after that match or after the pre-show match. But the stage was pretty cool. It was like there's a screen in the middle and some bars on the side and then a bar on the top. But they had the big St. Louis arch. It felt like a stage that actually incorporated where they were, which WWE used to do sometimes. Where they used to do special stages, but they don't anymore. Now it's just usually the same big screen, or they'll do the compact. When there's usually a smaller way and there's screens on the side. They'll either do the usual flat screen setup, or they'll do a compact setup in a big arena to so they can pack in as many paying people as possible.
That's right. You got to free up some seats.
Not for different stages, but for seats, right? And AEW, I will say, I think this year especially, they've done a great job of having. I noticed they have a different stage every pay-per-view now.
Yeah.
This one was.
You would notice.
I would notice.
Did I? Heck no.
This one wasn't. I'm not saying it was my favorite, just look-wise with the screens, but I thought I really enjoyed it because the arch was a St. Louis thing, right? So it's actually specific to where they are. I didn't love the one when we were there. It was fine, but it looked like it wasn't my favorite. I don't remember what the one I really liked recently was, but obviously All In had a different one because it was big. But generally this year they've done different setups, and I like that.
You do.
I remember Dynasty had a different one. We'll see about World's End later. I just wanted to say that.
You did.
But anyways, I really like the setup there just because it felt specific to the place, and it's again another thing I'll say that at least I like better with AEW is that they're actually still putting. It feels like they're putting effort into the sets, just to make it different from Dynamite and Collision, right?
Yes. Boot to Hater. She tries to get back in the ring. That shifts the momentum. We get a big high cross by Tekla onto the floor. It's Hater's turn now to be run into the barricade. Hater powers out of the tarantula-like thing that Tekla does, but collapses as Tekla stays in control for a good stretch of this. Hater finally fights back with some kicks and an Ushigoroshi. I made a note that the crowd is kind of peaks and valleys. They're trying to get into it, but there's not enough action to sustain them being into it, kind of thing. Tekla was sort of an octopus hold, and Hater counters that into a backbreaker. I don't know what I meant by this. Cool flow by Tekla into another submission. Oh, she must have just transitioned into some. But it's too close to the rope, so Hater breaks that. Tekla goes to take her belt off, I think, and Hater hits her with a backbreaker. We get a Matrix kind of move and a spear by Tekla. Upside down thing by Tekla a la Bray Wyatt. Big clothesline by Hater. Hate breaker for the win after 16 minutes. Aminata comes in. Congratulates Hater because they're a tag team now, right? As
Indeed.
The rest of the triangle are looking on and scowling from the ramp.
I think this is the first one I think I blew one right off the back. So I'm pretty sure
you did pick Tekla.
I dropped 5 on that one. You
virtually
got 2.
positive. I like a solid match, but
it wasn't nothing about it was really bad.
Match?
But I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much of it.
It was not memorable.
And I don't feel like I was even on my phone that much. I just feel like I just don't remember much of it.
And it was not a hot opener. If this is technically the opener,
if the Jet Speed FTR match wasn't here, I would have swapped the placement of this match and next match
for sure. The action was steady but never spectacular. The amount of offense Tekla got throughout kind of started telegraphing the match for me. Who was winning?
I'm a little disappointed because I feel like this was a win that would have helped Tekla out a bit, and I don't think it really does much for Hater.
No, and that's kind of why you made that pick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think also the fact that they banned the rest of the triangle, whatever, from ringside also kind of telegraphs a Hater win in a way, looking back, right? Because
it's you can't do any shenanigans.
If Tekla can't cheat, Hater's probably going to win. A fine match. I didn't think it felt anything better than a TV match.
I agree. I thought even though I said like the other match felt like a TV match, that one felt like a really entertaining TV match, and this one felt like it would have been good on TV.
Yeah, it felt like it was just
Like,
your women's match on Dynamite.
Not bad, just not like remarkable. I guess is the
Over
word.
under accurate. Let's get into how bad or good.
6.79 from Cage Match,
I am slightly under.
and Meltzer went 3 1/4.
I am bang on with Meltzer. I went 3 1/4.
I'd
Above
probably-
average, but not
I'd probably go 3 because I just don't
like
remember
average.
much of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's very fair. Then we move into business picks up a bit, as JR
Probably
would say.
one of my favorite matches of the night.
$500,000 match. It is the Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. Obviously,
Bucks had a really funny entrance with like it showed like their balance and like their
32-17.
Their spending, yeah, and then like their final balance was 32.17, and the nameplate said the $32.17 Bucks, and like it showed all their expenses. They spent like a crapload on was it Horizon VR or something,
Yes.
and partying.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty funny. So
they
yeah,
need
I
money
love
desperately.
the bit. I love the bit. It's great.
The bag of money's on the announce
yeah.
table, right?
Jurassic Express, the entrance is still over. The Tarzan boy, obviously. So this was great. I love the entrance for the Bucks. It was really funny.
Perry's in control early with his quickness, tags in Luchasaurus. Bucks try to double team Luchasaurus, but he catches one and throws him powerbomb style onto the other one. Jurassic Express double team Matt and boot Nick to the floor. We get Luchasaurus moonsault. Man, I've shortened up Luchasaurus so many times I almost forgot. It was LS, and I almost paused for a minute there. Moonsault off the apron, which you were excited to see, right? Because he's still doing that.
I like that he's still able to do that because he's such a unique big man. He needs to keep doing that. You know
agree.
What I mean?
To both Bucks on the floor. The Bucks try to take out Luchasaurus on the floor, but Perry dives on to them from there. Perry grabs a fan sign to hit Matt with. We get a nice setup into a draping senton by the Bucks.
Oh, that was really cool because I think it was where Perry was like, he was going up for a springboard. He avoided one Buck. I think he avoided Nick and jumped to the ropes. And then Matt super kicked his legs out. And then
That's what it was.
Like, it was really clean.
It was.
I really liked it.
Sliced bread to Luchasaurus on the floor, and the Bucks gain control for the first time. They double team Perry in the ring, and Luchasaurus is out on the floor. So we get a slingshot guillotine leg drop.
That looked really good,
It did.
I thought. They really
Over
killed him
Matt's
on
knee,
it.
right? I
Yes.
think it was. Perry's trying to make the hot tag, but Matt kicks Luchasaurus off the apron. Good heel tactics, right? Beatdown of Perry continues with more tandem offense from the Bucks. The crowd chants, "You've got no money," and Tony Schiavone thinks they're saying, what was it?
We've got the money.
He's a bit lost sometimes these days.
I thought the crowd was pretty funny with that one, though.
Yeah, it was. Perry counters the slingshot powerbomb spot nicely.
I
and
thought that was really cool.
finally makes the tag to Luchasaurus, who obviously
Great hot
dominates
tag.
both Bucks, but not for long. They get control of him again. Then there's a nice sequence of Luchasaurus shows his athleticism before chokeslamming one Buck onto the other. Clearly things are happening too fast for me to move by move this very much.
There's
Assisted
the one
cutter.
sequence I remember.
Assisted cutter to Nick for a near fall. Sunset flip into a German suplex
That was really
to
cool.
Perry by the Bucks. Perry's isolated yet again and brawling brawling on teammates' shoulders. So
Oh, because it was
electric
they
chair
had him in the
position
electric
brawling.
chair, and they were going for the PK, but then their sort of caught the leg, and they were like chicken fighting on the floor
Right.
for a sec.
Yeah. Cutter to Luchasaurus on the floor, destroyer to Perry on the apron.
That was really sick because Matt super kicked Perry on the apron, then he flipped into the cutter on Luchasaurus on the floor, and then Nick came on the apron and hit the destroyer to Perry on
yeah,
there.
looked
It
crazy.
was sick.
Perry powerbombed on the apron and then takes the Lucha Brothers package piledriver
That was
stomp
a
combo.
cool shout. I thought that was random.
It's funny because Excalibur refers to it but won't name the Lucha Bros because he's like, I don't know, like, borrowing moves from past
Yeah.
opponents, but he can't say their name. So BTE trigger to Perry, but Luchasaurus breaks up the pin. Crazy sequence, maybe this is the one you know,
I think it is, yeah.
by
Is it the-
Jurassic Express leads to a Doomsday device. to
Yeah,
Matt.
it was. Perry sends Matt into the corner where Nick's already up top because they're going for more bang for your buck, and Matt's like gets sent in the bottom turnbuckle, so he jumps off Matt's back to hit a Frankensteiner to Nick right into a German on
Yeah.
Matt. Then Luchasaurus comes in, chokeslam, standing moonsault to Matt. Then Perry runs, jumps off Luchasaurus' back, hits a destroyer to Nick. Then they do the Escalator Doomsday device. It was
Awesome.
bananas. It was actually insane.
Spike pile driver to Matt, but Nick makes the save.
Yeah, didn't they hit I think they hit the Meltzer driver, right?
I think so. Another crazy sequence leads to another BTE trigger to Perry for a near fall. The crowd is now kind of going crazy at this point. Chokeslam to one Buck by Luchasaurus. Poison Rana by Perry to the other. And then it's, what is it? The countdown to extinction it's called. Which is what?
It's where like Luchasaurus has the guy in a back suplex position and he flips him into a sit-up powerbomb from Perry.
Looks pretty cool.
It's pretty sick.
So it's over, 22 minutes long. Callis family attack Jurassic Express after the match. Omega walks out to confront.
After like Perry was like kind of showing them respect and like
Yes,
offering
trying
even
to.
some money even.
Yes, he did. Omega walks out to confront the Bucks on the ramp. Then he heads to the ring.
He's like trying to get them to help out, but they don't want to. They keep walking off, so Omega goes in to help by himself.
But it's 3-on-1. Jurassic Express recover and even the odds. This turned out to be an excellent tag team match.
I thought this was great. I absolutely loved it.
Crazy sequences down the stretch. The crowd was really into it as well.
This was Jurassic Express's like first big match since they were united too.
Yes.
Like they had a squash match and then they were in a trios match and they didn't do a whole lot, so they really didn't disappoint here. Like this felt like their return to form.
And I think because they've been gone for a while and weren't a team, they felt kind of fresh, right?
It
We
did,
haven't
yeah.
seen this.
And the momentum swung both directions. We had like periods where both teams were in control.
Mm-hmm.
And like there were a lot of great tag moves and like some crazy sequences in the later stretch.
Yeah, I thought
I really loved it. I thought the Bucks put in another good shift. Like I've been saying it repeatedly, they've really not put a bad foot forward this year. They've been on fire. I think it deserves more recognition. And I thought Jurassic Express looked like they hadn't missed a step. I thought
agree.
they really killed it. They were super over too. The crowd got super into it. That one sequence that I called out was absolutely insane. And it was this is one of the matches I chose to rewatch because I thought this was really great. And this was a match that I like that as well. It's a tag match on the pay-per-view that wasn't about the titles, right?
yes,
It was
with
partially
two actual tag teams.
yes, with two actual tag teams, and it was partially about the money, yes, but it's also an actually personal feud because Perry and the Bucks have history, right?
Yep.
And commentary made a point that the Bucks ended Jurassic Express's tag title run in the same building.
Nice.
And
Good detail.
Jurassic Express hadn't beaten the Bucks before this, so that was kind of cool as well. But this was just a really great tag match. Another match that like really furthers the point that I think they really brought back the tag division in the last few months, and it's been really enjoyable to see. I think ever since at least maybe the beginning or middle of the summer, they've just with that tag title tournament that was great. Brodito have been on fire since they won the belts, and this match was really great. Probably one of my favorite tag matches of the year. I'm not sure if it'll end up being my favorite, but it's up there for me. Like I think it was
Great match.
pretty much going to be in our tag match category as soon as it was over for me.
Yep.
But I thought it was great. Like both teams really killed it, and it was really well done.
Over under accurate?
It was 8.47 from Cage Match.
8.47. I am accurate.
And I'll say I'm pretty sure we both predicted this. Yeah, we both actually took it with 6, so that's kind of funny.
So I went 4.25. I feel like you're going 4.5.
Meltzer went 4 3/4.
Too much. I'm under that.
Yeah, I'll go 4.5.
I knew
really
you
liked
would.
it.
I knew
It
you
was
liked
really
it more
great.
than me, and I really liked it. And you're kind of stingy with your grades, like I am.
Yeah, it was really strong though. And I was just really happy because like I didn't think Jurassic Express looked bad in that squash, but like because they didn't do a whole lot on that, I was like a little like underwhelmed. And this was like what I was waiting for. I was like, okay, they still got it.
22 minutes felt perfect.
No, it was the perfect length. I thought it was great.
Then we move into, which I thought was an interesting choice because it's basically tag match to start, singles match, tag match, trios match. So lots of tag and trios to start out. It's the Tornado Trios match with the Hurt Syndicate, Lashley, Benjamin, MVP, taking on the Demand, Ricochet, Bishop, Khan, and Toa Leona. We are told that the winner gets a trios title shot,
Which was
right?
stayed on last minute, but I do kind of like that just to give it something else.
Some sort of stakes,
I do like
right?
that.
So the Demand attack the Syndicate as the Syndicate are making their entrance. Lashley get hits with a running spirit gun and run into the steps, and the Demand focus on Shelton in the ring as Lashley's kind of taken out on the floor. Toa and Lashley fight on the outside as Khan and Ricochet work over MVP, because obviously MVP is the weak link, so it makes sense for the heels to try and isolate him and work him over.
Yeah.
Khan gets pulled out of the ring by Lashley and hit with an overhead belly-to-belly on the floor that looked pretty good. Lashley gets put on a table. Khan and Toa throw Shelton off the ropes onto Lashley through the table. That looked pretty good as well. MVP's outnumbered in the ring since the other two Syndicate are down. I thought this part was pretty slow, but I guess they're like building sympathy for MVP here and then setting up a momentum shift when Lashley and Benjamin recover. All three run at MVP in the corner and miss. They end up on the floor. Lashley takes them out on the floor. DDT flatliner by Lashley to Toa. Toa and Khan, it was at the same time, before a Dominator to Ricochet for a near fall. Lashley hits delayed superplex, leads to a Tower of Doom spot. We get some awkwardness on the floor as the four outside organize themselves so Shelton can hit a German suplex to Ricochet over the ropes onto the pile.
And then he hits a tope on everybody,
Right.
which this guy's like 50, by the way.
That's crazy. You think saying I can't do that?
No, you can't. But Shelton's like just a
Hey, I'm not 50
madman.
to be fair.
That's true.
I got 2 years to practice.
Yeah, you got time.
MVP does the ballin' thing to Ricochet and a fisherman suplex that's broken up by Toa. We get a Shelton rising knee, Lashley spear to Toa. He rolls to the floor, leaving Ricochet all alone. He escapes and Khan comes in to take a rising knee and a spear for what I thought was a somewhat sudden win.
A little bit.
Only 13 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of short.
It was fine. I think a little underwhelming considering we just had a street fight.
Agree. That's a good point. These guys, it feels like they've been involved for quite a while, and we've seen
it feels like
a lot of
but also
combinations.
it hasn't really been.
I know.
But it's just been like a lot in close quarters, so to speak.
So it suffers in comparison to FTR, Jet Speed, and Bucks. I know that's a trios versus tag, but it's still a tag
Tornado,
match
but
at the end of the day. I don't know how much MVP I need to see in the ring in 2025.
I don't mind in this because he's not like carrying the load. It's as long as he's not wrestling on his own.
Well, we're getting more of it because they earned a title shot from this, right?
Yes.
So I thought this was good, not great.
Yeah, it was solid. Like it's a good like not really a house fight, but I guess like slugfest because all of them are like pretty. Most of them are big guys and like it's always a heavy hitting.
The one thing that lost a few marks for me on the overall this pay-per-view is stuff didn't feel super fresh. Like I did say the Bucks and Jurassic Express did, but a lot of this feels like they've been...
That's fair.
Which isn't the worst because I do like lengthy feuds, but they shouldn't all be lengthy at the same time.
This one I don't mind because it's only the second pay-per-view they're facing off. It's just because we've seen also Shelton Ricochet had a match, Lashley and Leona had a match.
Fletcher, Briscoe.
They've had matches before, but at least that one's been stretched out. Like they haven't had matches recently. But with this feud, we had the singles match with Shelton and Ricochet. We had Leona Lashley. We had Goa versus Lashley and Benjamin the other week. We had another trios match on Dynamite. And the most of this is in between this and the trios match we saw live. So this feud, it's like it has been pretty consistent, but it's like also when we've had a lot of matches, we've pretty much worn out most of the combinations of this. So we're definitely getting something else considering what happens on Dynamite, but I really don't know where it goes.
Me either. And I think just like if things are booked really well, even though I hate to use that term, like you have some feuds starting, some in the middle, some wrapping up. I feel like a lot of these have been going on for a while, but anyways, it's not a big deal. So over under accurate on that?
6.68 from Cage Match.
I'm pretty much accurate. I went 3.5 stars, which is...
it was 3 3/4 from Meltzer.
No.
I'd probably go 3 and... I'd go 3.5, yeah.
TNT Championship match is next. It's Kyle Fletcher taking on Briscoe, which we were considering this might be a show stealer. I don't think it was, but we'll get to my rating. I still think it was really good. Yes. Don't get me wrong. Callis is on commentary. I noted that he claims Fletcher has a genetic advantage, which was kind of funny. Some holds and counters to start. And remember, someone called Briscoe a genius, and Callis said, quote, he's a genius IQ if he's a golden retriever, which made you laugh at the time, I remember. Briscoe
Callis is really great in commentary. Sometimes he's really funny. I'll never forget, I think it was Wrestledream last year, ahead of the three-way with Ospreay, Takeshi, and Ricochet. He was calling them Ospreay and Takeshi's meat puppets or something.
Yeah, and even how much the other commentators hate him is entertainment.
It's like how they always rag on MJF, right? Except Callis, it's like, I love the dynamic as well. I think Callis is always great. He's probably my favorite like guest commentator.
Yeah. Briscoe finally takes control after a slingshot dive to the floor, followed by a suplex and a cactus elbow. Fletcher stops the dive off a chair by Briscoe, and the crowd is annoyed because they wanted to see that spot. Fletcher ends up in the chair on the floor, and Briscoe hits a cannonball dive through the ropes onto Fletcher in the chair, which I thought was kind of cool. Briscoe missed a blockbuster to the floor. Fletcher finally gets some momentum, follows up with a super kick and a power bomb on the ring steps. Fletcher continues to dominate in ring, including that leaping Michinoku driver and a leaping back suplex.
I can't ever not gush about his Michinoku driver. It's just so fantastic.
And I think Callis even mentioned it. Like, he applies extra force by jumping on these things, right?
Yes, and you can also tell the way he's driving them. He drives them like higher, and he does it so perfectly. It's so great. I love it.
Boot exchange, double clothesline, both go inside out, which I don't know if I've seen, where it's the double clothesline.
I feel like I have.
I
don't remember.
Insigiri, Fisherman Buster for Briscoe, for a Briscoe near fall. Jay Driller gets countered by Fletcher into a half and half running kick and a last ride, which also looks good for a near fall. Briscoe avoids the corner brainbuster, but ends up taking a nice superplex instead. Briscoe avoids a brainbuster on the apron, hits a Jay Driller to Fletcher. Froggy blow to Fletcher, lying on the ropes connects.
I thought
that was strange.
unique.
Like lying
I like
along
that.
a
I thought it
rope,
was
yeah.
interesting.
Another froggy bow to Fletcher standing on the floor. And a third one, the more traditional back in the ring, only gets a near fall. So I've seen some people critical of that, like 3 froggy bows, and he still
Yeah,
kicks
but
out.
like
Doesn't bother. I don't know, man.
the
Doesn't
first
bother
one
me.
doesn't really bother me. 2, the first 2 aren't like they're just kind of like he caught him in different situations, so he
Yeah.
maybe wasn't hitting him with
They
full
weren't the
force,
normal one,
right?
yeah.
Like so, I really don't care.
Briscoe Exploder, Jay Driller countered into a half and half, but an immediate lariat and Jay Driller. Fletcher gets a hand on the ropes. Fletcher grabs the ref to avoid a cutthroat driver, which I like to see, but
It's a
we didn't
pretty
get it.
sick move.
Low blow to Briscoe and a brain buster for a great near fall.
I thought that was a great near fall because
really
I thought
was.
it was done there.
Hey, me
so
too.
I thought that was fantastic.
Fletcher running knee for 2, lawn dart into the corner.
The knee looked nasty. as
Corner
well.
brain buster, and it's over. This one went 23
Yeah.
minutes. Fletcher wins, which I picked. I don't think you did.
I did not. I took Briscoe 1. I know that.
So I was expecting a great match, and they almost delivered. This is an
A
excellent
really
match.
strong match. I would say I liked their last pay-per-view match better.
Me too.
I think it was the Dynasty one that we
For
really
sure I
liked.
did.
But these guys are never going to have a bad match. I still thought this was really good. I
No,
don't-
but Fletcher's offense looks so devastating.
his offense is a fantastic.
Briscoe's the perfect type of
Yeah.
wrestler to take all of it and kicking out and hitting
they did
stuff
a
of
really
his
good
own.
job of like I did think Briscoe had it a couple times because I did
Yeah.
think it could have gone either way. I'm a little disappointed Briscoe didn't get it, but again, like I said before, I was okay with Fletcher winning because I love Fletcher.
And the final few minutes of this, I thought really ramped up with some really good near falls. And the fact that like either man could have won this match adds to it, right?
I agree. That
This
always
was one
makes
of the
it
ones
better.
we weren't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So both of these guys are having terrific 2025s, I
agree.
would say.
Absolutely.
I thought this was an excellent mid-card title match on a pay-per-view.
For sure. Like it felt perfect for here. Like too big for TV,
Yes.
right? Which is obviously what you want.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great value for sure.
Over under accurate?
8.32 from Cage Match.
I went 4 stars. So I'm a bit
Meltzer's
under.
going 4 3/4.
Wow, you could talk me into 4 1/4, but I went
I'd probably
4.
go 4 1/4.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
That's fair. Next, we go into the women's division again. It's the World Championship, kind of in the middle of this show, which is interesting. It's Statlander defending against Timeless Tony Storm, of course. I thought it was interesting the package for Statlander, Storm's doing the voiceover for, which
Yeah.
was a different choice. Didn't bother me. It's just a notable. You get a couple minutes where they're feeling each other out. The crowd is silent for some holds and counters. We get shoulder tackles and poses. Storm hip attack sends Stat through the ropes to the floor. Storm gets catapulted into the apron. We get a single leg apron moonsault by Stat, as she tends to do. She carries Storm up the steps, dumps her over the ropes into the ring, and hits a slingshot senton. Statlander stays in control, including a Vader bomb, and then like the one where she does like a tornado version of it, like a corkscrewing
Yeah.
Vader bomb. Storm suddenly counters with a suplex to shift the momentum. The crowd is mostly dead, and Jack is on his phone. Not a good sign. That's what my note says.
This was a fun match.
We get a Tony Storm tornado DDT and a Tiger Driver
and
for 2.
it's bad because also because we watched this late since I was with my friends.
Yeah.
I wasn't on Instagram, which is usually my go-to just to like
Yeah, but you didn't want to
pure
get
boredom.
spoiled.
So yeah, I did keep opening Instagram like before we watched the show. I managed to swipe up before I would see spoilers, but like I kept like I was like I'm so stupid, but like I wasn't even on Instagram. I was just like finding something else on my phone because it was just like I don't know, it wasn't gripping me.
You reminded me what this move was, the hammerlock, basically wing clipper.
Yeah,
So I was like,
shout out to
I
Angel
can't remember.
Garza.
Yeah.
I guess you could
I
call
like that
it-
guy.
Yeah, he was really cool. I guess you could call it like a sit out neck breaker,
Yeah,
right? Because it is a sit out.
Is
It's a
that-
neck breaker. It's just a different kind of neck breaker.
I guess.
It's just doing a different. Because like I don't know what else it would be really.
Wing clipper. Okay.
Well, yeah, it is the wing clipper. But
Storm chicken wing, but Statlander gets to the ropes.
singular wing clipper, one winged clipper.
She hits
Like
a sequence,
Angel.
ending with some sort of driver for 2. That's just great note taking by me.
Some sort of driver.
Storm, and then
Could be, like,
maybe
there's
that's what
so
it's called.
mu-
Some
there's
sort of driver.
so many options. That feels like an Orange Cassidy thing.
It does.
Like he would
Kid
do
too lazy to give it a name.
He would do the Michinoku and just call it like some sort of driver.
Storm with a nice hip attack and a Storm Zero.
The Storm Zero is a nice
But remember,
kind of driver.
Statlander got her hands down to protect herself. I thought
That
was
was
cool.
really cool. I don't know if you remember the match, but like Hell in a Cell 2019 was Orton and Ollie, and Orton went for the RKO, and Ollie basically did the same thing. You'd like
It looked great.
did a handstand up and then rolled Orton. But it reminded me of that. I thought that was really cool because it was like
And then she
super
immediately
unique.
followed up with the Area 451 for a near
So
fall. I thought that was cool.
That was really sick. I thought that woke me up a bit.
Sudden Storm German and a Storm Zero for a near fall. Stat gets that seatbelt on, but it's for 2. Then we get
That sounds so weird.
a German suplex exchange. a Statlander discus clothesline, Saturday Night Fever that didn't look great, a leg choke submission, but I feel like it was because they were going for something else and kind of screwed it up.
No, she's done that move before.
Has she? One more Saturday Night Fever, and after Storm, remember, she's like, oh, that's what it was. She has her in this submission, and Storm is like, you need to effing kill me. And then so Statlander just picks her up, hits another Saturday Night Fever, and it's over.
Is it Saturday Night Fever or is it Saturday Night Fever? I don't remember.
Should be Saturday night.
That'd be funny.
17-minute match. I'm just reading my reaction. This match had people doing moves, and some of them were cool, but there was something missing, and I think the crowd picked up on it too.
There was, because I think the story was really only Storm lost the belt, she needs the belt back. They've never wrestled before.
I thought, and don't get me wrong,
which is a simple story, and usually that's fine, but there's just something missing here.
And we are not fans of Toni Storm's character work, but I thought she did almost it was super bland, and she didn't do much of it here. Right?
Which is fine, I guess.
Both of these women, as we know, are capable of excellent matches, but this was not one. Right? I don't know what was going on.
It was just fine, I thought. Like, I don't know. A very underwhelming match.
Successful, kind of disappointing defense for Statlander because we like her a lot. Yeah, fine.
I'm glad Statlander won because I thought she had to, but I wish the match was better for her sake.
Final few minutes were better, but this just felt kind of standard.
I'm very hopeful for Statlander's next defense because last year Monet and Statlander had great matches.
Yes.
So I'm really hopeful
forgot about that.
For their match next month.
Over under accurate?
7.12 from Cage Match.
No, under.
And Meltzer went 4 stars.
That's crazy. I went 3.25.
I agree.
Yeah, right? Like just
pretty
above average.
Pretty bog standard match.
So then Monet comes out with the frat house carrying her belt.
I thought that was really funny. I don't know why they were the ones holding her belts, but I thought it was really funny. Like with Griff, especially Griff Garrison was working it. I thought it was really amusing.
And it might literally be she needed a group with that many people because she has so many belts, works. Right? So that's kind of funny.
And especially because it's like I think it fits the frat guy energy. Like
could have been
Dark
Order
song.
Years ago, but no.
Right. I think like the frat guy thing works for the entrance, and also like 35-year-old Jack Jameson dancing around the belts is really funny. So I thought it was pretty funny. I liked it.
Monet congratulates Statlander, tells her to get the hell out of the ring. Monet says that she is and I didn't really love that Statlander kind of does, right?
But I guess we'll come back to that.
Yeah, she's the greatest TBS champion ever, and Ultimo Monet, which should be just Ultimo Monet, obviously.
I think they have switched to that.
Had they?
Remember,
they listened.
I was saying they should do when Copeland was TNT champion in the Copeland. It should have been the Copeland challenge.
Yes. She wonders which champion in the back will be willing to challenge her, as this is sort of bleeding into the next match, which I don't mind. That's something a little different too. You were hoping it was Dakota Kai. It was not. It was Mina Shirakawa, who's cool.
Yes,
but it's not.
But then I also didn't know because then when Monet phrased it here, she's like, "Which champion wants to put their belt against?"
I agree.
Which we didn't know before. I
was very confused.
We didn't like. They didn't. I didn't know that before.
I agree.
Maybe that's because I was working with lack of information. Because I only saw on social media that like someone had mentioned, oh, on the Mexico show when she retained the CMLL belt against Persephone, she had put an open challenge. That's all I knew. But whether that's my fault or theirs, I didn't know it was like, oh, it had to be champion versus champion. Because then realistically, your options are only Athena,
right,
Mina,
or some indie person,
or Statlander.
Yeah.
Who just wrestled, so not Statlander.
And I get it. Heel Mercedes only willing to take matches where she can accumulate more belts is fine.
But then I wish I'd known that.
Yes, agree. We get Mina with an instant figure four, but Monet gets to the ropes. Mina surfboard and a roundhouse to Monet's head. Second one is countered by Monet into a crossface, then a backstabber, and a nice-looking lung blower. I like lung blowers. They're cool.
Lung blowers are great. I think
lung
my
blowers
favorite
and
new
shoulder
thing is
breakers are
a tombstone lung blower is awesome. Monet's done that before.
Yeah.
Tombstone lung blower is sick. I think that was basically a GYV's old tag finish. Remember Ticket to Mayhem?
Yes.
That was sick.
Double knees to Mina stretched across the corner. I thought looked pretty good. The crowd is
looked really good here. I thought
crowd's pretty quiet. I noticed at this point we get the first Monet Meteora for 2. Mina Tornado DD2 suplexes, mocking Mina, and another Meteora for 2. Mina gets knees up on a frog splash, then a suplex to turn the tide here. We get a dropkick exchange. The crowd's trying to get behind Mina here. We get a cloverleaf grip by Mina, but she drops down to wrench on Monet's knee. And I thought this helped because Mina starts targeting Monet's knee, and I'm a sucker for targeting stuff. Slingshot Tornado Splash by Mina for 2. Top rope sling blade by Mina for 2. Backstabber by Monet. Counters lead to a glamorous driver by Mina for a near fall. Then she applies a figure 4. We get a code breaker, another Meteora by Monet on the apron, then a second one off the second rope. So I think that's 4 Meteoras at this point, which I don't understand, man.
Take a shot.
I guess. Sunset Bomb by Monet into the corner. Back fist by Mina that was pretty good. And a back to the figure 4. Again, going after that leg, but Monet fights out of it. Monet tries to cheat on a pinfall but gets caught. I think it was putting her feet up probably. Thumb to the eye into a statement maker by Monet. Monet counters into a decent Monet maker, but Mina grabs the ropes. Monet backslide out of the corner, and she gets her feet on the ropes for leverage, and she does cheat, picks up the pin here, adds yet another belt. This one was 16 minutes long.
So I'd like to point out in all of her, I think it's 12 belts now. One belt is now combined with another belt, so that doesn't count. One belt's a tournament belt, so it's not a belt, and now she has an interim belt.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought
her 12 belts comes with some caveats.
This was my favorite women's match on the show.
Yeah.
I thought the pace in the beginning was kind of slow, and then as someone taking notes, I feel like if I have time to record every move if I want to, that's not a great sign, right? With matches I generally enjoy, I feel like I can't keep up because I really like action and whatever the AEW style that a lot of people hate or whatever. The difference is that this match really picked up, and the pace of the second half and the leg targeting and Mina's charisma, which unfortunately Statlander lacks, right, makes this more interesting to watch. And I thought Mina looked really good in this. Monet's playing the heel. She's surprised that Mina's so competitive, so she needs to do shenanigans and cheat to win. So yeah, I like this better than Stat Storm and
this one kind of was more random.
Yeah, and it was the one that was random for sure. I don't know. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was better just because, like, and you even had the knee targeting bit, right? So there's at least some kind of thread to follow in that as well. And I mean, you kind of knew where it was going because obviously Monet's going to get another belt.
Of course.
But like this was still good, and I thought it was. The crowd's generally into Mina by default, so I think that kind of helped things as well.
And I feel like I still haven't seen a ton of her, so I still enjoy seeing her.
And this is a fresh match too. I feel like we haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Maybe we have once before, but
I don't remember it. But
it feels relatively fresh.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked it better than the other matches because like the Tekla one felt kind of unremarkable, and then the last one was underwhelming.
Storm
right?
stat on paper should be really, really good, and it was not.
It wasn't.
Over under accurate.
This was a 6.42 from Cage Match, and Meltzer went 3 1/4.
Wow, I liked it more than both. I'm over. I went 3 3/4.
I would probably go 3.5.
I figured you would. I quite enjoyed it actually. Maybe it was just like in comparison to the other two.
I think that probably helps. Yeah.
Then we move into another tag team match.
Easily my favorite match of the night.
The tag team championship match: Brody King and Bandito versus the Callis family, represented by Okada and Takeshita here. So the underlying story is the bubbling tension between Okada and Takeshita, and then just the chemistry between Brodito
as well as Bandito's shoulder injury,
and the fans loving them basically, right?
And
organically.
Now Okada and Takeshita both have belts because Takeshita is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
So Bandito and Okada start out, and they are moving pretty quickly. Okada gets the advantage, tags out. Bandito and Takeshita briefly show their great chemistry. They had a killer match this year. Before Brody King tags in for some tandem offense. Takeshita leaping clothesline to King. Takeshita just casually tags out. So at least it seems like
they're kind of working together, but like not like they're well-oiled.
I like that they didn't go straight to the no, I don't want to tag out, I'm blind tagging. Like that would be a step too far at this point.
They know what they like the goal is, right? Like they want to bring the tag titles for the Callis family. So like obviously they're going to work together, even though they don't want it to be like with the other, right?
This is such a subtle, simple story, but I would say the Takeshita Okada thing, I would mention at the year-end awards because I think this story has been really, because you just know it's coming, and Okada's
it's such a better way to do can they coexist too. You know they can, but like, and you knew how this match was going to end. And
then it's the added thing of like, who's Callis going to favor? Because he loves Okada. Both of them and talks Okada. All of them all the time, right? So Takeshita tags out. Okada methodically works over Brody King, knocks Bandito from the apron to the floor. Takeshita's back in to continue the kind of basic offense on Brody King. Commentary point out the lack of enthusiasm on the tags between Takeshita and Okada, in case we didn't notice. King with some crazy chops to both heels before a double clothesline. Bandito tags in, cleans house. Huge top rope moonsault to the floor with a bit of help from Brody, because I think it was Knuckle Lock holding him, right?
It was, yeah.
Okada and Takeshita in chairs on the floor. Bandito flies onto Okada and King hits the crossbody he does to Takeshita. Brodito double team Takeshita in the ring. Macarena attempt is interrupted by Okada. I could live without that, but it's a nitpick kind of. The heels take over here. We get a middle finger Macarena by Okada, right? And
that was pretty funny.
It's like the heels finally notice Bandito's bandaged shoulder, so they start to focus on that. We get a slingshot rolling senton by Okada, which you were like, I don't...
Tope Tonko into the ring.
That's
yeah, I was
not
like, when does he do that?
Generally. Okada continues to work over Bandito as Takeshita takes out Brody on the floor. We get a huge top rope senton by Takeshita to Bandito. Okada gives the middle finger to Takeshita, right? So this is where things start to... not break down, but you can. Like the tension's growing. It's bubbling. Takeshita grabs the finger, and this sort of in miscommunication, or whatever you want to say, gives Brodito time to recover. Okay, so that's kind of, I like that that's worked in. Their sort of tension allows.
Yeah.
If they had just,
it's built into the flow of the match.
If they just stayed on task and worked together, they had them down.
It could be a different story. Right.
Yeah. King with a boss man slam to Takeshita and a cannonball with Okada on his shoulders to Takeshita. Finish. Then a proper cannonball to both of them stacked up.
I think it was he Death Valley drivered Okada into the corner, and Takeshita was sitting there already.
Could be. Okada powers King up into the Deadeye neckbreaker thing, which I don't know what.
Oh,
is
the
that
air
a name?
Cross.
Across
the
knee.
Air crash neckbreaker. Yeah.
Bandito code red to Takeshita. Huge back fist by Bandito.
That, like, the snap on that was fantastic.
Takeshita counters the 21 plex, but Bandito flips out and gets hit by an Okada dropkick. That was a cool sequence too. The pace is now picking up. Poison Rana by Bandito to Takeshita, but Takeshita hits one of his own in response. King Cannonball, Takeshita Blue Thunder Bomb, Bandito Shooting Star, another crazy sequence. Callis leaves commentary momentarily to check on only Okada and Tony Schiavone.
That's telling.
Tony points that out a little bit, in case we missed it. Takeshita back to working over Bandito's shoulder for a bit. We get a sudden Hurricane Rana by Bandito for two. Immediately followed by an insane knee strike from Takeshita. Oh yeah,
the power drive knee. That was all the snap. Like it's one of those ones where I'm just like laughing because it's just like, holy crap.
Yeah, how is he not dead? How are they doing this? Takeshita then lowers his knee pad, gets ready, but Okada makes the blind tag. Perfect.
Exactly like the match where they won. This is what happened last time, and it was a good callback. So I think after that tag in, Okada goes for the Rainmaker, right, and Bandito ducks it this time. So that's kind of parallel to their match on Dynamite a couple weeks ago.
Yes, Bandito counters the Rainmaker, tags in King. Bandito leaps over the ropes to take out Takeshita. The champs then double team Okada in the ring. I think it was like a head kick into a Gonzo bomb, right?
No, it was head kick into the Rikishi driver.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yes.
Bastard driver and a wheelbarrow to Brody King.
Crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
Brody King is a 300-pound man.
Giant.
And the thing with the wheelbarrow is King can't help you.
King can't do much other than like kind of push himself off the ground a bit. But
maybe
like, even
with
then,
his
you
arms.
can tell Takeshita is just giving her.
A beast. Crazy anti-air dropkick by Okada to Bandito.
Like,
couldn't have been perfecter.
Yeah.
To invent a word.
Like, just as crazy as when he dropkicked Speedball out of the Ultimate Weapon back at Double or Nothing. But like the precision and the perfection of the timing
looked
there
awesome.
Was insane looking.
And then Brody German suplexes quote unquote three people. It wasn't perfect.
It was wonky, but like
it doesn't have to be.
I really can't
when
fault
you're
it,
lifting like 700 pounds of human. If you don't,
it looked cool.
If you don't get it perfect,
it was
okay.
still cool.
Brody's then hit with a combination of a knee and a drop kick.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Bandito gets isolated. We get an accidental Rainmaker to Takeshita. So there we go. And then Okada's so beautiful. The smile
such a dick.
And then the middle finger. Like, it wasn't on purpose, but I don't care at all that I did it.
He's like happy. It makes it seem like it was on purpose, even though it wasn't. Like, obviously he wasn't meaning to, but like he's like happy he did it.
Yep.
It was great.
His like subtle reactions and facial expressions. Like, we didn't know how good he was.
He's so much better than we gave him credit for. Like and I loved him so much more than I thought I would since he came.
Because we were like, oh, he signed with AEW, okay, whatever.
But like, I genuinely loved Okada so much since he's gotten here.
He's been great.
It's been great.
Takeshita falls to the floor, X knee to Okada, but Bandito's shoulder gives out on the 21 plex, and then Brody in for a Death Valley driver to Okada.
Then he's like hyping Bandito up, right?
Dives to take out Takeshita on the floor. Bandito hits a one-arm 21 plex.
Which also didn't look perfect, but again, he's doing it one arm.
To a 220-pound man.
So that was insane.
Brodito win off of that. It's 28 minutes, and this was an awesome match. If you don't watch these shows, go find this one.
So, like, when we said this on Dynamite, when they wrestled on Dynamite, it was clear they were saving things for a better match, and this was that better match.
Absolutely. We did say that.
This was the match I was waiting for.
Yes.
It really just didn't disappoint me at all. Just fantastic action all around between, like, four guys who we pretty much always love.
Yes.
Like, none of these guys ever put a bad foot forward. There were a couple great threads to follow through the match. You had the climax and payoff for the tension between Takeshi and Okada, and that was teased throughout the match. And we had the inadvertent rainmakers that kind of payoff, and then you also had Bandido's lingering shoulder injury, which was a targeting storyline for the heels, and then also play into a crazy one-arm 21-plex finish, right? So you had a couple different threads to follow in the match, which I think made it all the more compelling, even though you knew what the ending was going to be. You knew that the heels were going to implode, that too, and you knew that they weren't going to win. But when the match is this good, I don't even remember that, right? Yes. There were just so many sequences that were just, I'm just like losing my mind over. The midair dropkick from Okada was crazy. Takeshita kneeing Bandido's face off. That backfist was nuts. Takeshita lifting Brody King doing things to multiple people. Like, just so many crazy things.
I'm so happy for Brody King and Bandido.
Yeah, I really, really loved Bucks Jurassic Express, and I think I like this one slightly more.
I like this better.
So I think that's a major compliment to these guys, because I thought the first tag match was great, and I thought this one was even better. The action was great, like I said, multiple things to follow. The results never in doubt, but just what a ride. Easily one of the best tag matches of the year, and like this is... Now it feels like AEW's kind of reclaiming part of their identity, because WWE is not really doing much with tag team wrestling, and AEW is again.
And Brodito is the surprise organic hit of 2025.
It's like when MJF and Cole were the big, like when they were good, right?
They're the tag
it's
team
like the
we
big thing.
Didn't know we needed.
No, it's been great. I thought this was just fantastic.
So I echo everything you said. The only other thing I would add is we know this is a good match because we had multiple audible visceral reactions.
That's what I always say, yeah.
Right? Like, we both are like, oh my God, like whatever it is.
I was even doing that when I watched it again.
Yeah.
Because it's just like some things look so good. It's just, you can't help it.
So I had high expectations. It delivered, if not over-delivered. I thought this gave the crowd the shot of adrenaline they needed too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over-under accurate on that one?
This was 8.95 from Cage Match, and Meltzer went all the way with 5.
I went accurate with Cage Match. I went 4.5 stars.
I'd go 4 3/4.
I knew you were
fantastic.
It was awesome. Check it out if you didn't. It is well worth it.
And like I said, I was really happy that I think I would say my two favorite matches were this and Jurassic Express. And I'm happy to say that because, again, like the tag team wrestling when it's good, it's so good.
It is. It is.
This was really great too, and even though like Okada and Takeshi are a super team of sorts, it's just like it's so great.
Great match, and just the perfect furthering of Takeshi Okada's story too. They didn't go too far. They didn't go not far enough.
No, and even what they did on Dynamite, I kind of like too.
Just Okada giving him the finger and smiling. He's so great.
He's such a tease.
So now we get a little bit of a segment, right? Tony Storm is basically comatose backstage. Or catatonic, I guess might be a better word. I don't know.
I think catatonic is probably
Mina comes up and Storm says they lost everything. Mina says they still have each other. Jack predicts they will win the tag titles as they hug it out. And I'm like, he's probably right. They would want the first champs to be high profile, give Storm something to do, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And
gets Mina involved
we know
too,
that
I guess.
Back, which I don't hate it.
So it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
AEW World Championship match is next, not in the main event. It's at Hangman Page taking on Samoa Joe. So the match went the way I figured it would. The aftermath did not. So
I was surprised, but we'll get there.
Joe gets the better of Hangman in an early shoulder tackle duel, as he should.
I like that he's kind of like egging Hangman on too. He's like, yeah, go for it,
yeah.
Because he knows he can take it.
He yells at Page that there's leagues and not levels to this. Hangman targeting Joe's left arm, which is taped. Joe running back elbow flattens Hangman, gives Joe control. Page in a chair on the floor takes a running boot to the head. Page with a bounding clothesline to take Joe to the floor. Joe walks away from a Page moonsault before Hangman lands a shotgun drop kick. I thought a really nice looking shotgun drop kick as your brother is yelling upstairs to Joe on the floor.
Must be loud if we can hear it all the way down here.
Right. The classic Joe STO out of the corner and a running boot. Senton by Joe for 2. Page starts to fight back now, but runs into a Joe power slam. Strike exchange. Page kind of flips out of a Joe German, hits a backdrop driver. Page misses a moonsault, but still goes for the cover. That was one spot where that did not go well. Joe avoids a Deadeye, hits a powerbomb into an STF, then a crossface and another submission. I kind of liked him shifting into 3 different submissions, a la Zack Sabre a little bit. But Page gets to the ropes. Page sunset bomb for 2. Kawada kicks just fire up Page, and we get some pin attempts thrown in here. Joe avoids the buckshot, locks in a Kakina clutch. Page is close to the passing out, but he gets to the ropes. Page escapes a muscle buster, finally hits a Deadeye for a near fall. Then we get 3 buckshots because Samoa Joe is a hoss. And Page retains. It's over after 19 minutes, which, again, I like the length of most of the matches on this show. Your thoughts? Go ahead.
I thought this was good.
I liked it.
It was a little underwhelming after the last match just because that was
tough act to
insanity.
follow,
Yes.
for sure.
It was kind of what I expected, like a slower pace, but like still with good action in it. And Joe kind of played the heel, which we expected, but I thought he looked really good.
It felt like, to me, 2 guys in a fight. The pace was steady, but not breakneck.
Steady, but yeah, exactly. And it felt like a little heavier hitting and just like a bit of a grudge to settle, right? Like it was good. I
agree. I've said rock solid match and a good title defense for Page, because he has to rack up some successful defenses. So cool. I thought it was good. Over under accurate.
7.5 from Cage Match.
Accurate. That's exactly. I went 3 3/4, which is exactly.
I agree.
That.
Meltzer went 4 1/4.
That's too much, but anyways, Meltzer seems to love AEW a lot, more than we do even. The Ops come out to help Joe after the match.
Yeah, and they're showing respect, and it's actually pretty nice.
Page and Joe shake hands and hug it out, and then boom, sudden Joe lariat, Ops attack, Joe with a belt shot, muscle buster to Page onto the belt.
Which looked awesome.
So I love heel Joe, and this is me saying this before Dynamite, they need to offer an explanation for this sudden turn, and not for Joe, but for Hobbs and Shibata for the most part, especially Shibata, because I still, even after Dynamite, don't quite get
that one. I'm a little,
but
I think Danielson made the point of like they're following Joe, which I guess, yeah.
And you said, which you pointed out, they also, if Hurt Syndicate have a title shot for the trios, now we've at least, and their baby faces now, at least we
do have that
heel trios champions in the Ops. So, and then I ask, will Hangman and Joe continue based on this? And the answer is obviously yes. So yeah, a very good match.
It really caught me off guard, so I thought that was nice. And
yeah, it's a notable thing happening on a pay-per-view.
Heel Joe is
awesome,
Joe,
so bring that on.
Really can't complain.
Monet is mad about Statlander ruining her night, and she's going after Stat's quote-unquote woman's championship at Full Gear, because I guess she just gets to decide.
Well, women's tag titles are going up too.
True. Main event time, it's Moxley versus Darby Allin in an I Quit match, and Shafir's the only one with Moxley at the outset of this. Darby has the flag, the AEW flag that he took up with him to Everest, because didn't he say he was going to choke Moxley out with it?
He did say that.
Right. Darby with a lightning fast dive to the floor, like right away, basically. We get a crazy shotgun drop kick by Moxley back in the ring. Darby has his teeth on the ropes and a kick from Moxley.
That always looks nasty.
Good. Mox now has a chain wrapped around his fist, and he's punching Allen repeatedly. Darby's mouth is bleeding already. Moxley holds Darby's arms, pulls him up so he clips his head on the ropes.
That was also surprisingly nasty.
And Darby's ear is now bleeding, right? I think he was going after the ear there, so that was kind of cool.
I liked the offense Moxley was doing. It felt different.
It did. Darby's whipped into the steps, and I made a note of the front part. So not like the side or whatever like usual, but the actual front part. Then we get the wooden skewers are out, and they drive it, or he, I guess, Mox, drives it under Darby's fingernails.
Oh, that was nasty.
Moxley then bites the finger, stomps it on a chair.
Oh, I hate that so much, because just like under your fingernail, that's such like a senseless.
And just picking some, because we were like, what can they possibly do? But he's finding new things
and
to
genuinely, that's more likely to like gross me out than like tax or stuff like that. Well, it's different, right?
Kind of psychological, because I don't know if we actually see it going into under his nails, right?
It is. You just imagine it though, right? That's the part that gross me out. And then we see the bandage on Darby's finger for the rest of the match, and it's like, oh, and if that was real too, then like that kind of neutralizes your hand in a way, because like it'd be annoying to like hit with it.
It would.
So it's just it was nasty.
Darby leaps off the steps, hits a missile drop kick to slow down Moxley for a second. Back in the ring for a strike exchange, Darby eventually hits a code red. Darby chokes Mox with that AEW flag as promised, hangs him over the ropes with it.
A la Hangman a bit from All In.
But a thumb to the eye stops that. Remember, we heard one guy in the crowd just yell, "Moxley, you're such a bitch!" Like it was like you could just hear him. Coffin drop onto the apron,
which he never hits that.
Comes up empty, of course.
I think Shafir moved Mox.
Mox with belt shots and a pile driver. Darby fires up briefly, but Mox hits a German. Darby gets his backpack and puts lighter fluid all over Moxley. And then pepper sprays the rest of the Death Riders who have come out at this point, obviously. Mox hits a cutter, gets a towel to wipe off the fluid, finds a taser in Darby's bag and tries to use it. But Darby fights it off until a low blow by Shafir from behind. He does get shocked and a stomp and a huge paradigm shift onto a chair.
That looked awesome.
And then, actually, this might be the thumbnail. Claudio gorilla presses Darby and launches him from the ring onto the announce table.
The most perfect toss ever. He lands right on the table cover. And the way he bounces off the table and falls behind is hilarious.
And a pretty far throw to get that accurate.
Oh, yeah, because remember he did it to Darby when they were in the 2300, but that's a smaller venue, so it wasn't that... this one, he absolutely hucked him. But, he nailed it. It was... we both laughed. It's so funny the way he bounces off the table. It was a perfect toss. And then you had Pac drag Darby around ringside because they had tables set up on the entrance side.
Yeah, so Pac literally drags Darby to
Which I thought was also funny. So he's just dragging Darby's lifeless body.
Just so Mox can hit a Death Rider off the apron through some
also
tables.
Sick.
The crowd is almost silent. I think just because they're worried about Darby. At some point, are we going to watch this kid die in front of us, right?
I think that's
it's almost too much.
That's and it's baked into the story, which I think
it's that Simpsons clip. Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Claudio and Pac then fill an aquarium with water in the ring, and Darby gets rolled back in.
I was so worried they were going to do piranhas because in Japan they do piranha death matches. I was like, there's no way they're doing that. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Mox tries to drown Darby, but he still won't quit. Lights go out. It's Sting with the bat. Hooray.
Which we knew we weren't thrilled about.
As soon as the lights went out, I'm like, oh, God.
Honestly, it wasn't as offensive as I thought.
He chokes out Mox with the bat, fights off the rest of them, shatters the aquarium. There's, water all over this ring now at this point. Sting gives Darby...
What you were saying makes sense that it's the main event then.
Sting gives Darby the bat as the crowd thanks Sting. Shafir gets in Sting's face, and he just picks her up and carries her away, which didn't make her look the strongest, I thought. She hadn't taken any damage, and a 90-year-old man is able to just scoop her up when she's a badass, right? Didn't love that, but whatever, nitpicking. Bat shots to Moxley, Scorpion Death Drop with the flag, Coffin Drop, Scorpion Deathlock in the water, and Mox just kind of quits, sorry. So you have a take on the finish, so go ahead.
I do think the finish is kind of interesting. I think they also really...
A lot of complaints about it, we'll say that, from some parts of the world.
Which I can understand. And initially, I wasn't thrilled with it too, but upon further reflection, I do kind of like it. I still would have liked something a little more dramatic, per se, but with some reflection, I'm not mad with what they did. And it's something especially they kind of play off of with Dynamite too, and we'll see that later, is that because basically most of this match is Moxley just kicking the crap out of Darby.
And Darby not quitting.
And there's even the one point in the match where Mox is getting upset and frustrated, he's don't make me kill you, and he's begging Darby to stay down, and Darby, they literally throw him around ringside pretty much, and he won't quit at all. And then now then Sting's coming in to help him, and Darby's getting the upper hand, and he literally tried to drown Darby, and Darby won't stop. So what it was something that Moxley said up in the build was that what else, he doesn't know what else to do because he knows Darby won't quit, and you could believe that this match gets to a point where Mox doesn't know what else to do, so he's gonna quit because he doesn't want to have to murder Darby on TV. Because I think at his core he does like Darby, because there's always been that kind of weird respect between them, I think. And so while I didn't love the finish at first, I do kind of like it because it's it kind of puts over Darby in a different kind of way. It's a different way to do that quit match. Instead of Darby turning around and beating the tar to Moxley until he quits, it's Darby will just keep taking a beating, and so he's going to make Moxley quit because Moxley doesn't want to keep doing this.
Yep, I don't want to kill the kid. He's not going to quit. Let's just end it.
Right, and so I did kind of like that. And so I thought this was pretty entertaining because we didn't know what they were going to do, and they did some different stuff.
I like this match.
It really wasn't what I expected, but it was good, though.
Darby is really one of one, and he takes such a beating that you almost... I quit matches are good for him because you almost want him to quit just to preserve his own health, right?
That's what I mean. I think the story that they did with the finish with Moxley, I think it's something that really works with Darby Allin because you can buy that he's just going to keep taking this.
Nobody's more believable in that role.
Right. So I think in maybe other people's hands, this isn't a good finish. But I think with Darby Allin, I think it's a finish catered to him.
And we're never thrilled to see Sting. His involvement was minimal.
Really, his involvement didn't bother me as much as it has in the past.
And it's a notable thing for the crowd, everyone but us, to love, right?
It was fine.
I thought this was a creative, violent match when we were wondering they just had a creative, violent match. What else can they do? It was
violent, but like it's easily distinguishable from the coffin match.
I agree.
Which is good because
I said it feels different, but almost equally as violent, right?
Yes.
Darby gets his win back. And I thought maybe Mox will take a break, but he's not.
Mox will never take a break.
I thought this was really good.
I agree.
I kind of over-delivered for me. I thought it was going to be very good. It just felt
unique.
But I was like, how can they make this feel different? And they kind of did.
I agree.
Over-under accurate?
8.13 from Cage Match.
I went slightly over. I went four and a quarter.
You're with Melter, yeah. I agree. I thought this was really strong. And like a good main event too. I don't think the world title match had a main event.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think this is a good choice.
So, I mean, overall thoughts on this, and this is crazy to say once you see the grade I give it, but this was not a top-tier AEW pay-per-view. But it was really good, and it's a testament to how incredible their pay-per-views are because, like, a quote-unquote weak AEW pay-per-view
is still a good one.
Light years ahead of WWE. Mm-hmm. Light years ahead of any PLA they're going to give me. So I had my math and vibes kind of align here, and this to me came through as a B+ show. And it's crazy to say this is not a prime AEW pay-per-view, right? But
I agree, but this was still really good.
That's the bar they've set. Again, some of the stuff didn't feel the freshest, but a couple matches felt like filler and could have been on TV probably. But when I went back and checked, a third of the matches earned 4+ stars from me, and I'm kind of stingy.
Yeah.
And 2 more got 3 3/4, right? So that's me being highly entertained for a lot of matches on this show. So I for a non-major paper, what are their major ones? Like All In, Full Gear?
I would probably go Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, All In, Full Gear. Because those are like the originals and then their big one. That's what I consider bigger.
So for a second-tier pay-per-view, I thought this was very entertaining.
I agree.
Like, again, I did not feel like I wasted my money paying for it, even though I tried not to.
Yeah. I would probably agree with that rating because I think like some matches were fine, even like the women's title match under-delivered. But
2 of the women's matches were kind of...
But then I'd say the tag matches came out swinging,
yeah,
and the main event even over-delivered.
A tag match of the year contender, I think.
I would put 2 in there.
Brodito.
And a really unique start to the show as well. In a good way.
Fletcher Briscoe was great.
Fletcher Briscoe's also
main
really
event
good.
Was great, right? So I was very happy with this.
Bad outright.
Nope. A really good show. All right, so that's going to wrap that up, and then we'll keep talking about AEW next, right? As we go into their weekly show, we'll look at now the follow-up from this pay-per-view. It's AEW Dynamite. All right, your turn to talk. The most.
Back on Dynamite, we first got Hangman from like post Wrestledream pretty much.
Yeah, backstage after Wrestledream.
He's angry and shouting at Joe, asking if he's lost his mind, and he did say he would ruin Joe's life if he crossed him again, and when he finds him, he will do that.
Yeah, he's appropriately pissed here, and
I do love Angry Hangman.
I'm fine with continuing the program with Joe because at this point, like, no matter who the challenger is, Paige isn't losing yet, right? So at least Joe, especially as a heel, will be super entertaining for us.
And yeah, I'm interested to see this match with like some more heat and intensity to it. Maybe a stipulation even, we'll see. But like, because I feel like them doing the babyface feud, even though Joe was angry, is like really limiting their potential.
And usually there's times where I would be like, why don't you use this to elevate a young person? But you just did that with Fletcher. So we
did already do that with Fletcher, and Joe's also fantastic.
Yeah, agree. So I'm okay with this.
Mm-hmm. We keep going with Joe as it's the Ops defending the Trios titles against the Hurt Syndicate next. Mm-hmm. So right off the...
And I reiterate, I will need an explanation as to why the Ops turned heel, especially Shibata.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm a little... Like, because it makes sense for Joe. I guess, like, yeah, Shibata, I have a tough time buying as, like...
Right.
Or the heel. Just, I don't know, because... Not because, like, Shibata does, like, would suck at it. It's just because, like, he's been, like...
There's no reason.
Not even that there's no reason, just because like Shabazz usually like a laid back kind of guy until he wrestles. Like obviously he's like aggressive in the ring, but usually seems like he seems pretty chill and muted. So like for him to be aggressive, it's just weird.
I agree.
Not like wrong, just weird.
Agree.
We get Hobbs tagging in to face Lashley, and the fans are chanting meat. The fans are getting excited, but Joe tags Hobbs out. and he tags in to like kind of deprive the fans of what they want. So I
Right.
thought that was kind of nice heel work, I guess. Flatliner from Lashley. Later on, Joe throws MVP of the ring, gets caught with the step up knee in the corner from Benjamin. Then Hobbs power slams Shelton, and then Joe hits a senton after that. Lashley gets a hot tag flurry. Then later on we get Shibata hitting a PK to Lashley for 2. We get one of those sequences where everyone's getting involved and it's getting a little hard to keep up with. Then at the finish, MVP's going for the worst finisher of all time, and he's going to hit that on Joe, but Ricochet gets up to distract him. MVP gets distracted, and then Joe kind of takes advantage and chokes him out with the Coquina clutch to get the win here. And then Shivani interviews afterwards asking why Joe did what he did. He says, it's a pleasure to be in San Antonio when you have a guy like Hobbs around so that the fat women can keep him occupied. Thought that
And
was
Hobbs
great.
is like, heck yes,
Yeah.
like pointing them out in the crowd and
I thought
stuff.
that was great.
Yeah.
He attacked Heyman because he exists, and as long as you are on Earth calling yourself world champion, he will come for you, and he's waiting to show you that you're not the man. He says Hangman may think this is just some cowboy shit, but he will slap Hangman around and make him his bitch like every team from Texas, which I thought was great. And they're the ops. They stay in opposition to everyone, and they're never lacking.
Yeah, I thought the match was kind of basic, and
It was fine.
for me, Hurt Syndicate is losing a bit of their steam, and maybe it's because they've just been overexposed or because they are losing a bit now, but I didn't think the match was awesome. Joe's delivery and word choice is always amazing because he has a vocabulary, right? And
He has
uses
quite
it.
the vocabulary. I love that, like, I honestly thought it was funny that he's like, why did I attack him? Because I exist.
Yeah.
Obviously, he elaborated on that, but like,
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny. And it's such a basic reasoning because it's just like Hangman's the champion and I'm me. I'm going to ruthlessly pursue whoever's world champion. That's super basic. But the way like Joe sells it in a way that makes it feel like it's like a complex villain
Right.
origin, even though it's not.
No.
It's just the way Joe sells it is so great
Exactly.
that like I accept it as perfect.
But again, like, why are Hobbs and Shibata flipping their personalities too? And it's not that visible with Shibata wrestling, but now Hobbs is clearly doing his heel facials, which I think are awesome.
Yeah, he's a
But
good heel.
like, outside of Joe, like a cult leader who's brainwashed them, why are they just suddenly now, oh, you're evil, so we're evil?
I mean, I could buy into them being like, they don't want to keep having to like save Hangman's ass and be helping people when it doesn't benefit them. Like they're just their whole thing, to be fair, is that they're in opposition to everybody.
Yeah.
So to be fair, it is in their name. I
Yeah.
do agree with you, but I do think Joe's raising at least was
and it
fantastic.
doesn't mean they still can't find a reason and explain Hobbs and Shibata later. But
No, I get what you're saying though.
yeah,
That's fair. But yeah, the match was fine. More so to get to this,
It
get
was.
Joe out there for a promo, which I think is fine. I don't love the Syndicate being thrown in as challengers without like a substantial build,
I know.
but that is something that can be built to later. And Mother says there's pizza in 40 minutes.
Sweet.
All right. If I start talking faster, it's purely coincidental.
You're hungry.
Yeah. Anyways, then we go to a Chris Statlander interview. She says she's focused on what she's going to do, not what she was just doing. She says she's beaten Storm twice and won the world title, which Monet has not done either. She's not the same person Monet beat last year. She'll take the title to new heights and accepts Monet's challenge for a title match at Full Gear. I thought it was fine. Pretty basic, but Statlander didn't sound terrible.
I didn't think she sounded good.
I really hope she beats Monet, though, because it would be a statement win since she hasn't beat Monet yet.
Yeah.
And Monet really doesn't need the world title until she ditches the meaningless ones. Like, to have her win the world title now would just to have it be like it would get lost in the sea of belts. It would just be the crown jewel amongst like a treasure chest instead of it being like her one. Like,
What if she's like, this is the one I really wanted, I relinquish everything else right now?
I think that's also stupid because it makes the other belts look dumb, which I mean,
does.
a lot of them are indie belts, so it's whatever. But like that would make the TBS title look kind of worthless, and
Yeah.
like even the ROH one, right? Like, what I mean, it was ROH, but
It is.
still, like I don't think now's the time to have Monet as champion, especially because I think there's more mileage to get with Statlander. Like I don't think it's the right time to have Statlander lose. So
I just think we now have a large enough sample size to say that Stat is not good at talking or character work, but she is awesome in the ring. And this is where, like, you need a peak ECW Paul Heyman to come in and go, here's how we magnify her strengths. Here's how
And
we
hide
hide
the
her
negatives,
weaknesses.
yeah.
Because she has, some of her strengths are like, in ring, she is awesome and better than most people. So we have to find a way to make that her and hide the other stuff.
I think we need more Harley Cameron, which is insane.
We've tried a lot, and Stat just isn't good. And I don't like saying that, but she's not good.
That's fair. Then we hear from Darby Allin, which was, I will say, a lot shorter than I thought.
Yeah, me too. It just kind of ended.
Yeah. He says before he climbed Everest, people said he could never be the face of AEW because he's super reckless and he'll probably get himself killed.
True.
But he argues the opposite because he'll do anything for AEW. He'll die for AEW. He says he was never going to quit at Wrestledream, and he knows the Death Riders won't go away just like that. But as long as they're breathing, he will not be far behind.
So, couple things. One, there is nobody in this company, including the EVPs, who could say they would die for the company, and I'd believe it. Anybody other than Darby Allin says it, I'm like, that's too far, that's stupid.
But that's something
fine for him.
I can buy
because he does
it
almost die on a regular basis, it looks like, right? So I thought that was cool. My question to you is, like, he took out the final boss. Like, where are we, what are we
that was
doing?
My question. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just not sure.
Is there meat left on this bone?
The only other thing I can think of is if he wants to gun for Death Riders outright, that he's going to do a Blood and Guts. Which I thought we were only getting one Blood and Guts and that it was going to be the women, but I could see the Dynamite episode being like just 2 Blood and Guts.
Does he go with the stipulation of if you lose, your faction's done?
I think that would be interesting because that's the only way you really kill the Death Riders, right? Right. Or like, I don't know what else you could do other than that, right?
Because it is weird that he, like, the final boss, he's taken out.
But he's like, decisively. Oh, you guys aren't going to go away.
He quit. It's not like there was shenanigans or whatever. He quit.
Maybe he wants to murderize Moxley more, but, like, what else do you do other than that? Like, Texas Death? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Right? So,
But no, I thought Darby's passion was really good here, obviously.
I'm interested to see where it goes, because, like, I'm not
disinterested.
I'm not against
I
more.
Agree. I know.
It's just I'm like
weird,
confused
because the payoff has happened already,
or what we thought was the payoff.
What is traditionally a payoff?
Yeah. So like I'm interested to see how this can continue because I'm not saying it can't.
Yeah.
It's just unexpected. Like I thought this was gonna be like, here's my new direction.
I know.
Right.
Like that's clearly done with that, and here, nope.
No. So that's interesting at least. Then we get Jurassic Express promo backstage. Perry says he hasn't had a long match in a year or so, and it'd be even longer since they had teamed together. But they'd be the best team of this generation. He says they're out to reclaim what they've lost. They have their name, their feeling, and they want the tag titles back. I thought it was actually pretty solid. To contrast what we were saying about Styler, I think Perry's come a long way on the mic since the first time they were teaming together. Because when he was Jungle Boy, he wasn't the best on the mic, but I think after the Scapegoat run, I think he's really kind of found himself in his promo. The way he talks, it's like, it's not philosophical, but it's like a little more, I don't know if profound's the word, but like he's found his voice,
It's more mature, I feel
I agree. I feel like he's found his voice, and I feel like he actually talks well. So I thought this was good. And I'm really excited about the prospect of these guys back in the timelines, because kind of like what you were saying with the Bucks match, it feels fresh because they've been gone so long.
Fresh is in my description
so,
too.
And also because the Bucks match was really great. So I'm really excited to see these guys back in the title mix. I know it's face, but I would love to see them against Brodito. I think it'd be really cool because they're both teams where you have the smaller, more athletic guy, and then you have,
which I do like, the
dynamic Haas on both teams, right? Brody King's obviously not as athletic as Luchasaurus, but like they're both pretty agile
for their size,
I would say, right? So I think Jurassic Express and Brodito could be a really intriguing match. Or I'd really love to see Jurassic Express and FTR. I think that'd be really great. Or honestly, Jurassic Express, Jet Speed, if you can manage that, because Jet Speed weren't here when Jurassic Express were here, so that's fresh. So I like this. It was short, but I'm really excited to see what we get from them.
Like you, I really like the more serious version of Jurassic Express. I think they still have their chemistry together, but they feel fresh and like more grown up and mature here.
Yeah, it feels like a run distinguishable from their first. Right?
I agree. So it's fresh because they're back, but it's also fresh because they have both evolved since, like, they've been through stuff since they were.
Much like dinosaurs, they evolved.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
So yeah, it was great though. I thought that was good. And then we get a 4-way tag match with the women, where supposedly the winners get to choose their first round opponents.
What a weird stipulation.
I agree.
I feel like this is them going, "Hey guys, we have tag teams. Don't forget."
I don't
ahead of this tournament.
hate that though. I do like them kind of previewing it, and
it's stakes.
What I'll kind of say after as well is like I'd like them previewing it in 4 weeks. It's like you're not giving away any tournament matches, right? And you're also not like treating this as a bye, because then it's like, wouldn't it be harder to win a 4-way to advance than win it? So it's also not a bye, but it's like you can kind of get some sort of advantage if you want, or in this case, fight people you want to fight in the tournament.
Yep.
So it's Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, the Sisters of Sin, which is Julia Hart and Sky Blue, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, and then Queen Amina and Jamie Hayter.
Yep.
We get Heater and Amanada trying to suplex Bane, but she counters and suplexes both of them. It was a little short almost, but...
Oh, yeah. It looked like I was worried about some people's necks.
But it was safe enough. It was fine.
Yep.
Ford and Bane hit Sarah dives to take out the pile of people. We get a really terrible combination from Julia Hart. She hits Taker's old school, which looked really soft, and then a really weak basement lariat.
She's not good.
Like, I especially find that basement layer she does a lot of the time looks really soft, and like this was not. I remember there was the one match I really liked of hers, which I think was her, Sky Blue, and Statlander in a triple threat when she won the TBS title. I think it was Full Gear 2023. It was. I remember we actually liked it.
Yeah.
But like generally, I'm not a fan of hers, and this combination looked really weak. I thought.
If you're that small and you want to look impactful, then you better move really, really fast.
Yeah.
Like Darby, and I don't feel like she does that.
Like
not
Darby,
that she
yeah.
could. Like it's fair to say move like Darby because he's lightning fast, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Willow hits Hart and Blue in the corner, then a spinebuster to Blue for 2. Bane throws Ford into a cutter on Willow, which I thought was kind of cool, but Hart breaks the pin at 2 there. Bane with a double German to Hart and Blue. Not like double German where like they're kind of like it's a chain like Brody, but like she's holding them both with one, and like so I thought that was really cool. Bane looks pretty good.
She's a beast. I agree.
Willow hits Bane with a pounce, but Hater made the blind tag before Willow hit the ropes, and her and Amanada take out Willow. Then Hater and Amanada get the win with a pretty stiff, like it was a headbutt Haterade combo, which I thought looked pretty good.
I thought it looked cool.
I thought it looked really good.
Me too.
Hater chooses the Sisters of Sin because they've been feuding.
I thought the match was fine. Willow and Bane were the standouts for me.
I thought some parts were better. It depended on who was in the ring, really, because some people are more reliable than others, right?
No, none of these teams really feel super established, but hopefully...
Other than the Triangle people, because they've been around decent bit. Actually, Bane and Ford feel established, because they've been teaming for a decent bit. It felt random before.
Hart and Blue don't impress me, as I said, and we've seen a lot of them at this point, so...
I think I'm allowed to say they're bad now.
I do kind of like Hater and Amanada as a team, but again, they need more time. And this is what they're trying to do, like establishing them as teams, which is fine. And yeah, like you said, that finishing combo, really simple, and you could hit it on anyone, and I thought it looked really good.
I was thinking then, like, is it really that much different from, like, Meet in the Middle DIY? Not really.
No.
And, like, that's a classic move, right? So, like, realistically, while it looks simple and basic, it can be effective enough.
As long as it looks devastating. Like, the clothesline from hell was simple, but it looked nasty.
But, like, Amanada's headbutt was really stiff looking.
Good.
It looked awesome. Like, this was generally solid, I thought. I thought the finish was basic but really good. And I do think this was a decent idea, like I said, in terms of hyping up the tournament. It gets people from it involved, so you kind of know what to expect, but we're not giving away any tag matches outright. Right? It's not like... It's somewhat a preview, but like where no one was really paired off, where it's like, okay, we're giving away a match, and like we know the bracket. And from what I can tell, some of the bracket comes from I think like no, because even like aren't Bane and Ford fighting TJ, and I don't think any combination from this match makes it into the bracket. Other than the one that was chosen, obviously. So like not much from the tournament really gets given away, which I think is wise. And like it was solid, right? Hater and Amanada choosing their opponents makes sense because like it furthers that feud, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Not a match I really care about because I don't.
And
really
in our
like
opinion,
Hart and Blue.
You're taking the weakest wrestlers too.
I would agree. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not part of their reasoning, but.
Then we get the Young Bucks backstage there at Tony Khan's office again, asking for another money match.
Okay, there it is.
Renee comes in asking what they're doing, and Nick says they're desperate. He says they don't know what's next for them because they're broke, and they'll wrestle anybody, they'll team with anybody as long as there's money involved. Tony Khan comes in and says he heard them, so they can team with FTR against Jurassic Express and Jet Speed on Collision. Fun segment to set up a Collision match that actually sounds pretty cool.
So,
and I might have to watch that just to even see if the Bucks pick up more money or not. They wouldn't get as much this time because I doubt FTR would be giving them the whole pot like Moxley did, but still, it's money for them, right?
I just thought that like a compliment I can give is this was a setup for a Collision match, and I paid attention to the whole thing.
That's true.
Part of it is because TK's awkwardness is a draw
I love
too.
Tony Khan.
His awkwardness.
He's so funny.
But like normally, I think part of it was because the tone of it. Normally, like in the first 3 seconds... Well, it felt
like a Buck segment, just a regular one, right?
Because you can always pick up immediately, this is a Collision segment, and it's like my brain switches off.
No, that's why this one was good, because it perfectly blends in as like, it's just more laughing at the Bucks, right? Which is fun.
So for a Collision hype segment, I thought this was way better than usual.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I love Tony Khan. He's so awkward and just like not a TV presence, but it's something about him is charming. Because like you can tell he's not like you can tell he wants to be on TV, but also isn't like fully comfortable as a camera presence.
He is not, for sure.
So it always just kind of makes me smile when it's Tony Khan. It kind of makes me giggle. It's like he's so not Vince McMahon that like Vince was like always, he wanted to be on TV, and he was he was nowhere's top character, right? Like he was a whole thing. Yeah. But Tony Khan's just like, it's just, I love it. It's funny. Then we got Mercedes Moné's championship celebration. Renee starts the whole thing talking off about like how like, oh, she defended her belt, she celebrated by winning this belt, and she celebrated that by winning this belt. And so it's like, there's guys lining the ramp holding each belt. Then Moné gets introduced by Renee, but then it's Mini Moné popping up from under the table, and she was saying a bunch. She was like mocking Moné, doing the bit. It was pretty funny. I liked it. Mercedes Moné comes out and tells the Bell Boys to go back. She comes in, tells Renee to get out. She asks Harley what the hell she's doing, and she yells at the Marks for trying to mock her. She calls Harley pathetic and says she was trying to team with her, but obviously why would she team with her? She says her moment, her celebration, and she says being 12 belts Moné is going to go down as one of the greatest accomplishments in pro wrestling history. And she smashes the puppet into the cake. She grabs Harley from under the table, tries to attack her. Statlander comes up, gets Moné in an electric chair, and plants her face first in the cake, then slams her through the table, and her and Harley Cameron kind of do the Moné dance to end it.
For a Moné segment, I like this better than almost all of hers.
Thought mainly because Harley Cameron, again, is just really refreshing for the Moné formula.
Well, and sometimes Moné is just, it's like copy and paste. Here she got to focus on specific things like a puppet and the fans.
And getting mocked, yeah.
And then she got really mad, which she doesn't usually do, right? It's usually just the shallow arrogance that we get with her. So
I agree. Yeah, that's right.
All of her here stuff feels like really tonally similar to sound really nerdy. And this one kind of stood out, and that's nice. And then I thought the visual at the end with the cake and the going through the table was really well done. So this, for a Moné segment, I was very happy with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Harley and the puppet always make it more entertaining for me. And I thought the sneak attack was well executed as well. And I hope they put more effort into this feud than they did last year. Because I remember last year is really lackluster feud, but great matches between them. So I hope they do better this time.
I forgot they had matches.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were.
I think the only reason I didn't pick one of those as my favorite matches because they had there's that Statlander Willow street fight from All Out. That was really good.
It was.
But yeah, no, they had great matches last year. So I'm actually, in spite of like Statlander's mic work or like some of the lackluster builds for the women's matches, I'm really excited for that match just because that one has to deliver. If that one's not really good, I'm going to be disappointed because they've had really good matches, right? Unlike Storm and Statlander where there wasn't any good matches to draw off of.
Right.
I think this one we do, right? Anyways, we get a Moxley promo next season. Like I think it was like looked like the bathroom and he's like it's mostly shot through the mirror.
Yeah.
And then we also get like clips from the I Quit match spliced in. He says he didn't get the job done and Darby's commitment to self-destruction was his strength on this night, but it will be his downfall one day. He says the next day the sun rises again, he gets back to work and doing what he does. Our only competition is ourselves, and nobody does what he does. He says he really believed Darby would fold, and Darby made him a liar. And you can see him getting like really angry at the end. Like it was like, it's hard to like write it down, but he was getting like kind of angry at the end. Like he was like spitting out the water and getting angry in the mirror. I thought this was pretty cool. I thought the way it was shot, kind of like how the segment last week was different. I thought shooting this in Mox in the mirror, I thought it was different, and like he's like kind of talking to himself, but also like talking to us kind of, right? And I like what he was saying as well, because I think with this you can really buy that he thought he could make Darby give up, and then like I said, when he realized he couldn't, then he was going to give up because he doesn't want to kill Darby.
And it's almost like in the moment he realized that Darby wasn't going to quit, so it's like he'll end the match, go back to the drawing board and find a way to use that information against Darby, right? Now that I know you really never will quit, I'm going to live to fight another day and modify my strategy to incorporate the fact that I now know you'll never quit, right? So I really
like this.
Me too, and I just think that by wrestling standards especially, Moxley's an exceptional actor, right? So he can actually like make you believe this. So I do like this idea of like, okay, now I know you really won't quit. I thought I could get you to quit. So I like cut my losses, and I'm going to put that into the calculus now and figure out how to take
Which
you
also
out.
now makes it more interesting that this isn't over, because then now what's Moxley's game plan, right?
And it makes him the more cerebral, like, yeah, he's now like knows for sure, and he'll factor that in and come with a new plan.
And I think stuff like this helps enlighten that finish, right?
I've talked myself into liking this more than I
Well,
the
Moxley's
angle.
done some good work lately, I think.
Yep.
And I think I also like that Danielson, he made this point on commentary in the next match that Moxley didn't make any excuses here as well. Like, he was wrong.
Yep.
And so, like you said, he's going back to the drawing board. And so I thought this was really great work from Moxley.
I like liking Moxley again because for a while where with Death Riders, I was like, man, I can't. Like, this
there was some really weird, vague bullshit. But now he's like
It's
back
good.
on his proper stuff.
Yep.
Then we get John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly, which is an interesting match. New theme for the conglomeration. It's like I was telling you, based on the Tron style and the music. It's like a Full House style, like sitcom intro. I thought it was kind of funny.
Or like Friends, like that kind of vibes. Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
It's like 90s sitcom vibes.
It fits the vibe of the conglomeration, I think. So I thought it was cool.
Harmless fun.
Yeah. We get holds and counters early on. Mox sits on a chair at ringside, then O'Reilly runs the apron, drop kicks him off of it. Just goes full send on that. It was great. Fluid series of strikes from Kyle O'Reilly and a leg sweep. He gets Mox in a triangle choke, but Mox drags them both near the ropes, and he does like a decapitator of sorts, like the catapult thing under the bottom rope to get out, which I thought was really cool. O'Reilly gets caught in an armbar, counters out into an ankle lock. Mox counters out of that, then O'Reilly counters that into an armbar. Mox gets out of that and clobbers him with a lariat. Really nice stalling pile driver from Mox from a near fall. He gets O'Reilly in the bulldog choke, but O'Reilly's able to get to the ropes. O'Reilly counters out of a paradigm shift into an ankle lock. Mox hits the ref and knocks him down, and the other refs come in, and Mox gets DQ'd. So O'Reilly actually gets the win here. And then we get the Death Riders and Conglomeration coming down, brawling. The refs separate them, and Mox leaves.
Yeah, it's kind of like I was surprised by the O'Reilly gets a really big win here, and it's like Moxley's struggles continue, and maybe like Allen's getting in his head now, right?
I thought this was a really good match,
and it was getting going, some really good action before the DQ finished. But I like the DQ because, this is I figured this is Mox picking up a rehab win, right?
I agree. It surprised me,
and so it adds to the story that could be pretty cool. So if they're going to continue the Darby Mox stuff, which they are,
and it kind of like throws the bone to O'Reilly as well.
Darby's kind of in Mox's head right now, and he's off his game, and he can't. I don't know. So I like this as well. I thought
this was really, really good TV match. I enjoyed it more than I expected to. Not like I thought it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it would be this competitive.
And you didn't think that O'Reilly was winning. I
agree. I thought O'Reilly looked really, really strong here. He got a lot in. This was a really strong outing after that match he had with Fletcher a couple weeks ago, which was also really good. I thought they told a decent story with Mox too. I think part of the thing too is that he didn't want to get in all these submissions with O'Reilly because maybe he didn't want to quit a second match in a row, right? Which Danielson,
they said
credit to Danielson as well for putting that story over
Mm-hmm.
on commentary throughout the match, so making it a known point. So I think honestly, Danielson, kudos to him as a commentator because he does a really good job of making the story known in case it's not glaringly obvious, right? Which I don't think it would be without him mentioning it. So I think Danielson really helped sell the story of this match here. And I think, you had Moxley, he keeps getting out of these submissions with O'Reilly, but O'Reilly keeps finding a way to put him back in there. And eventually Moxley's going to have to tap, and he's trying to get to the ropes or trying to get out, whatever, and he keeps getting locked back in. So he just has to hit, his only option is just straight punch the ref. And DQ finishes usually aren't great, but I think this one works because it kind of, it makes O'Reilly look strong because Moxley couldn't beat him. Or, couldn't beat him clean at least otherwise. And Moxley is off his game, like you were saying, because of Darby and because he had to quit, right? He's going back to the drawing board, but also wanted to be in a match. This is what he gets, right? I thought this was a really good match. I was actually really pleasantly surprised with this one. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And then after the commercial break, we go right into Death Riders versus the Conglomeration because that was also on tap here.
It was.
Strong backdrops Yuta on the barricade, then hits the wrecking ball dropkick to Claudio and drops him on the barricade as well. Claudio military presses Strong and drops him throat first on the barricade, which is cool. Briscoe goes on a striking blitz, taking out Claudio and Yuta. Then he drops Claudio with an enziguri. He dives onto all three Death Riders on the floor. Briscoe with a fisherman buster to Yuta for 2. Garcia stops Briscoe from a J driller to Yuta. Then he locks in a guillotine, but Strong knocks him off with a sick kick, and that opens up one of those sequences where everyone's getting there doing something. Claudio and Garcia hit corner moves to Briscoe, then send him into a Bosaico knee from Yuta for 2. The pin got broken there, but that was really cool. I thought
really
they were
good.
going quick.
Yeah.
Then Briscoe is able to absolutely stick Yuta with a J driller for the win, so that looked really good. Pac attacks him right after the bell. Ishii comes down to brawl with Pac. Mox and Shafir are back. Shafir low blows Ishii. O'Reilly comes back out to attack Moxley, but he gets beaten down. Claudio tries to throw Cassidy in the announce table like he did to Darby, but Darby comes out and attacks him with the bat. Orange punch to Claudio, and the Death Riders retreat.
Yeah, I thought this was, to this point, this was my favorite match on the show.
Better trios match, I think.
It's nice to see Cassidy back, and he got a good reaction from the live crowd. He and Briscoe are like super crowd favorites, right? So having them in here was good. Fun match. And yeah, like you just said, I liked it a lot better than the Trios Championship match from earlier in the show, and that should not be the case, right? And then I was like, maybe we're trying to establish the Trios division. We got 4 actual Trios teams on this show alone,
That's
right?
true.
So
That's true.
maybe we're getting there. And then the post-match beatdown got Darby out there, and I think like united him with Cassidy just for the fans for a minute, right? Because we both love those underdogs.
And I think this could be
guys.
the Death Riders' next faction feud as well.
Right.
And if this is Blood and Guts, it could be Darby and Conglomeration against Death Riders, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
Because obviously now we're not going to have the ops because one, I think that's played out too. Now they're heels.
Yep.
So I think that could be interesting. And yeah, I thought the women were going to have Blood and Guts. Maybe we'll get 2 here. But yeah, this is a really fun match. I thought it was good. And I love seeing Cassidy and Briscoe out there, obviously. And yeah, it should be interesting to see where this goes.
Yep.
Then we get Mercedes' May interview. She's freaking out backstage. Athena comes in, says this is her best look, and she proposes that they team together because they're both the bell-bending legacies and they both want more gold. And May likes the sound of that. And Athena takes her away from minion training.
Yeah, so I mean, just getting more star power in that tag division, I guess, right?
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't mind this as a temporary team.
No.
It's interesting. And also, I mean, maybe you could do segments with the minion training thing. I don't know if that'll actually be happening or if it's just like that's for the bit.
And it's like a super team, right? Because it's the forever champ and the whatever 12 belt champ. So that's, yeah
right. And I thought interesting choice for a team, but it could be cool, I think. Then we hear from Fletcher. He says he defended his title at Wrestledream successfully. Now he's ahead of Briscoe in wins and losses, and he's done with Mark. If they face off a million more times, he would win a million more times. He'll be champion for a long time. Then Briscoe's music cuts him off. He says as he grows up, Fletcher will learn he doesn't have to talk so much. He says he won't let Fletcher talk all his bullshit without a retort. And he says it doesn't need to be a million more times. He just wants one more shot. Callis interrupts and says Mark is a great wrestler, but he's sounding desperate and it's off-putting. He says Mark has a lot of mouths to feed at home, but with the numbers, it's not a family, it's a financial burden. He says his family is better, not a bunch of leeches like Mark's, and he tells Mark no.
Yeah, so
I thought this was also weird.
I do too, because to me it's just like, my notes are, is it just me or is basically every feud continuing? Thought Hangman was done with Joe? No. Thought Darby was done with Mox? No. Thought Fletcher was done with Briscoe? No. Thought Syndicate was done with Demand? No. Right? So there's a lot of stuff where it's like not wrapping up, which I don't know if I'm mad at it or not.
This is probably the only one where I'm a little bothered just because, like, if this is going to be, like, if Briscoe's going to win the next match, I would have had him win already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like,
because it kind of takes some of the shine off it if you have to try 8 times to beat the guy.
I agree.
You know?
I don't mind them facing off down the line. If we want Briscoe to be the one to beat Fletcher, wait a couple months. Sure. But I don't need to see them face off at the next show. So I hope this can be parlayed into, like, maybe Fletcher defends against someone else from the conglomeration, but he's already faced Cassidy and O'Reilly, so maybe not. Although, if you could build a decent build, I would take Fletcher strong at a pay-per-view. But yeah, like it confuses me because I thought we were setting up Fletcher's next challenger, but we're not, unless it's Briscoe. But like, I'll take another match with them. It just doesn't seem likely. So I'm like, it's confusing to me.
I thought so too.
Not like bad or where I'm like, this segment sucked. They're both good on the mic. It
just feels like we're in this era where they're finding ways to extend feuds.
Yeah, it's a little odd to me. The good news is I think Brodito would have to get new challengers because they're not facing Takeshi.
And maybe that's like we're trying to hold things until some stars come back. I don't know.
Yeah, or like we're going in a holding pattern because after Full Gear, usually the C2 will kick up soon.
True.
So I don't know. It's just odd. Then we get the reveal for the women's tag tournament bracket. We know Hayter and Amanat are facing Sisters of Sin. Then we have Willow and Harley Karen against Monet and Athena. Windsor and Riho against Mina and Storm. And then Tay J against Bane and Ford. I think it's a decent enough roster. It feels like we're doing the Mina and Storm thing.
Does.
I think that's probably where we're going.
I think so too. It's fine. I like tournaments.
Yeah.
I like tag teams, so hopefully we get some good stuff out of this.
I'm all for some good tag team wrestling, women or men.
Me too.
Then we get a Mina Shirakawa interview. She says, she again reiterates how her and Storm lost everything in Dynasty, but they have each other. She brands them as the Timeless Love Bomb, so I'm sure that'll be their official name soon. Tekla comes in and mocks her. It ends up sending a collision match, which felt more like a collision setup.
Don't think I like Tekla's delivery. She needs to take off like 15 to 20%. Every time lately, she goes a little too far, and it starts sounding like phony and unserious to me. But I'm kind of disappointed in her. When she first came in, I thought she looked really cool, but there's not been a lot I've been.
It does not help that she lost.
I know.
But yeah, there could be a solid match with her and Mina. It's just I don't watch Collision.
Same.
Then we move on to our main event, which is Okada defending the unified title against Bandito.
Which feels like an actual main event, because I am sometimes critical of like, this is not a main event match on Dynamite. Like this is a main event match.
Yep. We get a quick back and forth early on. Tornillo and a suicide dive from Bandito. Frog splash for 2. Tombstone style shoulder breaker from Okada, which is pretty cool. Bandito went for the X knee, but Okada, he gets out. Then Bandito catches him with a spinning back fist. Again, like another really crazy looking spinning back fist. X knee connects, 21 plex, but too slow for the pin, so Okada's able to kick out. Bandito lines over the 21 plex again, but Okada cuts him off the drop kick. Goes to Rainmaker, small package, counter from Bandito for 2. Bandito, the finish comes when he ducks the Rainmaker, hits one of his own, falls up with the X knee, goes to the 21 plex, but Okada's like positions himself a little farther from the rope, so Bandito can't really complete it, which I thought was really cool. Then Okada counters that and works it into a Rainmaker, and he's able to retain. Then we get the Chaos Family coming out to celebrate. Takeshita makes his own entrance, and he looks like pissed.
Yeah.
He's like got some look on his face, right? And Callis and Fletcher come down the ramp to calm him down. Like we kind of end on him staring at Okada in the ring with everybody else,
which is great. This was a really good match. I think again, it's Okada. His style works so well against so many other styles. Like each man is trying to control the pace to be successful. Bandito is just awesome. And again, this felt like a really fresh matchup. I'm so happy Bandito has escaped Ring of Honor, right? At least alone Ring of Honor. I never thought Bandito would win the match, but the match did feel TV.
I wish it went a little longer, though.
I could have been longer. I thought this was an excellent way to end the show. This was just a main event worthy match, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, super strong main event for what we got. Result was never in doubt, but just a great match to get. Okada is steady as always, and Bandito's had a killer year, so this was just great to see. Shoulder injury, again, was a story here, which has really kind of made Bandito's recent matches interesting. And I thought Okada did a good job of going after it again. Finished it super clean as well. I thought made Okada look smart. The post-match furthers things, but in a very simple manner. Yeah,
it's the subtlety between the Takeshita and Okada. And maybe it's because neither of them speak excellent English that they're having to keep it this way. But I think it works so well.
I think it works, and it's like maybe neither of them want to like be ousted from the family, but they know that like they don't like each other.
Yes.
And I think Takeshita obviously knows Okada either didn't hit him by accident or didn't care.
Yep.
Right? Or even if it was by accident, like he's already mad at Okada, so now he's got extra reason. And like he's not fully out of the group yet, which I do like because they're kind of taking their time with this, right? So it's interesting to see, and I'm curious to see where it goes.
It's kind of like with the family idea. It's like you're at a family function, and it's that cousin you hate, but you have to kind of coexist because you're at a family function. You can't just start fighting each other, right? Because the family's there.
Yep.
Anyways, I thought this show. I struggled a bit to come up with an overall rating because there was stuff I didn't really enjoy, like the Ops and Hurt Syndicate under-delivered for me. Statlander wasn't very good, but then like I really liked the Moxley thing. I really liked the Jurassic Express thing. I really liked the main event and even the
I really like the trios and Mox O'Reilly.
Yeah, so I went B overall with this show. Just kind of met in the middle.
I was gonna go B-, but I feel like
I was too.
I like the matches more than I thought,
Me
so
too.
I'll go with the B as well because I was thinking about it, I was like some of the segments were kind of weird.
And I think us talking it out has made me really like the Moxley stuff better too. The Moxley Darby thing better.
I think the Moxley Darby stuff is surprisingly interesting for a feud I thought was done.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So another good show from them. We'll move on now. We'll look at a little bit of trivia. You know what it is. It's off the top of his head. Keeping it timely, even though we're not previewing it, we are going to go with some Halloween Havoc trivia. So we'll see what you know about that. What did I ask? I just basically said challenging Halloween Havoc trivia. So first, going back to 1989, which team won the tag team won the very first Halloween Havoc match in history?
Harlem Heat.
No. Similar era, obviously. They defeated the Skyscrapers by DQ, if it helps you.
That does not.
So think of an iconic tag team from that era.
Nasty Boys.
No, they're not iconic.
They're not?
I don't think so. Way more iconic than them. People will
Road
argue.
Warriors?
Yes, I was going to say we'll argue the greatest tag team ever, et cetera, et cetera. What unique stipulation, although it's not really a stipulation, it's more of like a theme, was featured in the 1991 Halloween Havoc opening match between Tom Zenk and PN News versus The Creatures?
Scaffold?
No, you're never going to get this. It was a spooky themed match with added last minute. The Creatures were local enhancement talent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The infamous spin the wheel, make the deal concept debuted at which Halloween Havoc?
92.
And who was involved?
Ric Flair.
No, you're right, 92.
Sting.
And it says Jake Roberts.
Coal Miner's Glove.
Spoiler. Number 4. What was the randomly chosen stipulation in that 1992 spin the wheel, make the
Coal
deal?
Miner's Glove match.
Correct.
Coal
Which
Miner's
is the
Glove on a pole.
dumbest thing.
So stupid.
93. Cactus Jack returned from amnesia storyline-wise, to team with which WCW star against Vader and Harley Race? I will give you a hint. It is a star from outside of North America who is mostly remembered for being in WWE for sure. And mostly known for being a tag team guy. And a steroid guy. Allegedly.
I don't know.
Davey Boy.
I didn't even know he was in WCW at that time.
At Halloween Havoc 95, Hulk Hogan and the Giant fought atop what location? For their main event.
I have no idea.
What was the main event? 95.
I don't know what location.
Remember, what was the main event, though? Don't worry about the location right now.
Monster Truck Sumo?
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't...
So it was where?
I don't know.
In the arena?
It was on the arena.
Okay, on what arena? Any idea?
No.
I think it was... Oh, no, I don't... I think it's in Detroit. Joe Louis? Anyways. What bizarre storyline twist followed that 1995 Monster Truck match?
Yeti? That he fell off.
Yeah, he fell off the roof. That's what they were going for. 97 featured Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero in a mask versus title match. Considered a classic. What title was on the line?
Cruiserweight.
Correct. What match at Halloween Havoc 98 ran so long that several pay-per-view viewers missed the main event live? You've talked about this.
Which match ran long?
You've talked about this before.
Warrior and Hogan? Did it run long? I know the pay-per-view ran long, but I didn't know if it was
98.
match.
I thought you talked about this, and then they showed it on TV?
Yeah.
No? Oh, so they're not... They're saying...
But they're asking which match.
Yeah.
Are they saying DDP and Goldberg?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's more so like the show just ran long, but I don't know if it was because that match ran long.
Who defeated Hulk Hogan in under a minute at Halloween Havoc 99 after Hogan lay down in the ring? Is this true?
Probably a work shoot.
But is this... I feel like this need to be fact-checked.
Flair?
No, but iconic WCW people.
Sting?
Yes. I feel like I'd remember that.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
At the same event, Goldberg faced which opponents twice in one night? So he wrestled twice. Who were his opponents?
Chronic.
No.
The wrong year, I guess.
Big guy, worst injury.
Sid?
Yes. And then Canadian guy.
Benoit.
No.
Hart.
Yeah. I feel like maybe that's not right either, but I don't know. Who knows? Halloween Havoc 2000 featured one of the most chaotic cards in history. That's putting it mildly. Who won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship?
Booker?
Yep. Who'd he beat?
Jarrett.
Nope.
Steiner.
Yeah. Now we're getting into more of your wheelhouse probably. Which NXT Halloween Havoc event featured the return of Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal?
2020.
Hosted by?
Shotzi.
Correct. Number 14 of 15, who won the NXT North American Championship at Halloween Havoc 2020?
Gargano.
Who did he beat?
Priest.
What type of match?
Wasn't it Devil's Playground?
Correct. My nerd. At Halloween Havoc, last one, 2022, which superstar won the NXT Championship in a triple threat match?
Breaker.
Against?
Dragunov and McDonough.
Wow.
He didn't win it. He retained it. That's
Sorry.
the wording confused me for a second,
sorry.
but I figured that was right.
Yeah. Very good. All right. You finished strong, started weak, but that's not bad.
I figured those ones would be.
It got into your era, so that made it easier. All right. Last thing we'll talk about this week, we'll quickly highlight low, late, Raw, and then run through NXT really quickly, most of it anyways. And that's Highspots and Restholds. All right, let's get through this quickly because pizza is here or almost here probably. So Raw, things that I noted just from looking at some clips. Braun hands Seth's title over to Adam Pearce. I kind of liked it because Braun was being really intimidating.
I like that he was holding the belt, just like now you have that visual.
And he like forces Pearce to say please, and then like instead of handing it to Pearce, he hands it to Heyman, who then has to hand it to Pearce. So I kind of liked Braun just being intimidating and making people do things they don't want to do because he's a little bit scary, right? I thought that was good. Notable, we get new tag team champions, right?
Yeah, very strange choice.
AJ Styles, right, and Dragon Lee, AJ Lee, beat Judgment Day. Styles hit the Styles Clash on Balor. Happy for Dragon Lee getting some exposure and a title.
What I thought was...
But did this come out of nowhere?
Yes.
Okay.
And, like, it was these belts. But, like, Judgment Day, this was their second defense of the belts in, like, 100 and something days.
Right.
They literally never defended
They have no
them.
plans for tag divisions, clearly.
And one thing I thought that was interesting about it that no one else would either notice or care about is that the color of AJ Styles' ring gear was the same color as what he wore when he and Omos won the tag titles.
Wouldn't know that.
So it's like gray and black, right? And it was gray and black at Mania 37 when he won the Raw tag titles with Omos. So it's weird that he's worn the same colors on both times he's won the tag titles.
Nice. Rusev
More you know.
Catches Dom trying to use the bell hammer in his boot again on a 619, but then the ref has taken the hammer away from Rusev, low blow from Dom, 619 for real, frog splash, and Dom retains and escapes. Becky Lynch loses again to Maxine. Lynch just loses her cool, hits Maxine with the belt right in front of the ref. Why? Is Maxine ready for this extended program? Nope. All right, I don't think so, but I don't watch the product, so maybe.
I'm going to assume no.
Vaquer beat Roxanne with the Angel's Wings, which I do think is a better finisher than the SVB and a better name, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're stealing it from Daniels, obviously, but whatever.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Raquel attacks Vaquer after the match. Bella comes out to try and make the save. And I honestly forgot she existed again. And then bit nervous because Vaquer botches a springboard attack post-match, and then she's kind of limping afterwards, but I didn't hear anything.
Not good.
I didn't hear anything, though, so I don't know. She was just selling or tweaked it, and it's fine now. And then the only other thing, I guess the Battle Royale was probably the main event. So Jimmy saves Jay from elimination in that, and then Jay ends up eliminating Jimmy along with LA Knight because they were kind of along the ropes, and Jay went on to win the match. So he'll face Punk for Rollins' vacated title, as we've talked about. So
I can hear
that's
doorbell,
the pizza coming, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, I guess I don't know. Do we get Punk? Well, I guess we'll see.
There's no good way to do this.
There's no win for us out of this one at all. But anyways, that was Raw. Who cares? NXT. Again, I didn't include everything. I tried to pair out some stuff that didn't matter. Notable, the culling were like baby faces this week out of nowhere.
Is it just because of Paxley?
Yes.
Okay.
So Paxley.
Otherwise, I like why?
Paxley starts out in the ring. She talks about winning the Battle Royal to become number one contender, 4 years of work or whatever. She's lost friends, but the fans always stood by her. Izzy Dame's her best friend, etc. Fatal Influence come out. They call her Tater Tot at one point, which kind of was funny. They say Tatum has no chance of winning the title. Deep down, everyone knows it. They hope the culling don't ditch her after she loses to JC Jane. Izzy points out that Fatal Influence just kicked someone out of their group 3 weeks ago, fair, and that the culling will always accept Tatum for who she is. So, you know how Dame's always been like
against it,
showing us that she's really just using Paxley or whatever. There was not even a hint of this.
It has to be like they have to be like faking, and they're gonna like turn super heel on her.
I think Paxley did a really good job here. She's got potential, honestly. Like, she is becoming better on the mic. She's better in the ring. She could be a call-up in the future. And it's setting up a tag match for later. But yes, the completely different tone of Dame and the culling in general here was a bit weird to me. But yeah, you're probably right. If you didn't know when you just watched NXT this week, you'd be like, oh, this is an established babyface faction. When it has not
But
been.
like, you can tell, right? Something's brewing.
The other shoe may drop here. Slater beats Dax in about 11 minutes. Ariana Grace gets knocked off the apron, and that she lands in Javon Evans' arms, and this distracts Stax because it's his fiance. And then that leads to the Slater dive over the corner, which looks cool, and the Swanton 450, which is crazy. This match was...
It's so cool every time.
This match was pretty good, and pretty good is probably going to get it the best match on this show, unfortunately. I thought overall this... I think I texted you, was pretty lackluster. I was pretty bored by a lot of
Compared to
this.
some of the matches we got on Dynamite.
Stax is a very solid wrestler, and Slater is super fun to watch. So Javon gets on the mic, says he and Slater want a tag match against somebody. Iguana... Was it
So they went
Mr.?
from fighting, they just want to team up again? Like,
Mr. Iguana, yeah. And I was like, please, just give us Slater and Evans at Havoc. Just a babyface, like, respect match.
which they
would be
did
amazing.
at...
Right.
They did at...
BFG?
Yeah.
Look at me knowing stuff you don't. So it's Iguana, La Parka come out, and they've accepted the match, and Ava's already approved it. So cool. Whatever. Good old Wentz gets fired from NXT, brought back to NXT through TNA to get squashed in 2 minutes.
He was back already. If you had the
True.
feud Wesley, who's now gone.
Squashed by Jasper Troy, takes the, the Black Hole Slam, whatever he wants to call it. So that's interesting that they've got a power. But so here's the thing. The speed guys, they're always trying to get like these super fast technical guys. It almost makes more sense that it's a giant powerhouse that just kills people in 3 minutes, right? So
They always do a strange mix of that.
makes more sense for Troy to be in it than some of the other ones, to be honest. Kalani Jordan approaches the women's locker room. Several of the women, I forget who exactly, are like throwing her gear into the hall since she chose to side with TNA, which again, super adult behavior, right? Like these are grown women who are like, we're throwing your clothes out of the chain. Like,
I mean, it is very reminiscent of like the late 2000s era SmackDown locker room in which it was grown men. So it's not unrealistic for pro wrestling.
I think this is men writing women, and they don't really know what else to do, to be honest. Jordan Grace
Seems
shows
like
up.
something JBL and Benoit would have done to people back in the day, though.
Jordan Grace shows up, tries to show Kalani some empathy. Kalani isn't interested, thinks Grace is jealous of her because she's a champion in both companies, or has been, and Grace has never been a champion in NXT. Fair. Dark State have one of their generic promos. They had one that I really liked, right? And then it's like right back to
But I think that was the
copy
one
and
where
paste.
Cutler started talking about butt stuff.
And then this gets interrupted, and it's the Hardys, and we're at the Hardy compound, and Matt and Jeff walk into the Lake of Reincarnation, and we're getting Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero in 2025, and I'm a guy who loved the original.
But that was a decade ago.
Remember, you were a little kid, and I let you watch it.
Yeah.
It was actually a thing from TNA that I made you watch, and I think your mother, too.
Yeah, it was a decade ago.
It was so
though.
cool and different then, and now it's just played out and done.
It was 10 years ago.
It's a Broken Rules match, which is...
Just no DQ.
Correct.
It's just
No DQ in its 80th variation. Sol Ruka's hurt, can't defend the North American title. So
she's vacating it, right?
Blake Monroe comes out, and since she's number one contender and a heel, she thinks she should just be handed the title. Zarya offers to defend the North American title at Halloween Havoc in Ruka's honor, because that's how this works.
That's... Like, I saw Alvarez being skeptical of her injury, and I was like, I kind of agree. I know it did look like she hurt it on SmackDown, I think.
Yeah.
But, like, this is a very weird way to go
For
about
me,
it.
she came out on a cane and not crutches, which I thought was silly.
I'm skeptical. Like, it's such a, like, what? No. Zarya didn't win the belt.
And Ava likes this ridiculous idea, asks if Ruka's okay with it, which she is. Monroe gets mad, yells at Ava. Zarya grabs Blake. I think F5'd her. Took her out anyways.
Well, Mariah May is right, because why should you be allowed to do this?
So Zarya holds up the title, and Saul does a decent job of looking like a little bit nervous that she's not defending her own title, but because it's a love fest with Zarya, she can't say, no, I don't want you defending it. So I don't really mind that little angle, right?
But
for the super slow burn of them.
Stupid.
NXT Anonymous is back. Seas Miles Bourne is pissed that he lost. Tavion Heights is also angry over recent losses, so they're sort of commiserating backstage. I was like, maybe let them form a tag team again if you don't have anything for them, because they're kind of cool.
And then Dempsey's just like, well.
Briggs comes up and says that trying to be successful and popular is a joke. He says he ruined Matt Cardona's return, and there's only room for one at the top, and it ain't Tavion Heights or Miles, it's him. But then he goes, but hey, at least the fans will love you, right? Which I thought was kind of funny. Axiom and Sean Legacy did a lot in 3 minutes, but at the end of the day, it's still a speed match. Axiom won with a top rope Spanish fly. I would love to see these two in a full-length match with some point to it.
Yeah, or get Legacy a decent partner and bring in Fraser.
Legacy is really fun to watch. I would like to see more.
You almost got Fraxian back here.
I did, almost. Ethan Page cuts a pretty serious promo on Dr. Wagner 3.
Oh, right.
Where's your gimmick?
You wanted me El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
There you go. Page sounds really good. I don't even really remember what he said, but the big thing is it's showing him from in profile from one side.
I saw.
And then he turns and his face is painted.
I thought it looked pretty sick.
It does.
With the Canadian, I thought it looked really cool.
Love Page, don't care about this match. OTM are back last week, and they squashed Hank and Tank in under 4 minutes this week. So recent tag champions, right? I was a little bit surprised. Too short of a match to have much of an opinion, but it looks like a push is coming for OTM, and honestly, man, the jury is out on whether that will work or not. I don't know. After the match, they take out Hank or Tank with the steps and then send the other one through the announce table. So they're trying to really, really make them look dangerous here, which might work. We'll see.
Well, the Hardy Boys really need the seasoning, so maybe it's going to be a while.
That's right. JC Jane and Laney Reed beat Izzy Damon Paxley in a 10-minute tag match. Laney pulls Dame out of the ring. Jane hits her forearm to Paxley for the win when Paxley is distracted by the shenanigans out on the floor. Solid tag match. So does this mean like Paxley has a chance to beat Jane because she took the finisher and lost here? Right?
Unless there's some shenanigans from Dame.
I mean, it's kind of like
the person.
What do you do with JC Jane at this point? Again, she is wrestling tofu.
Yeah.
And you could throw it on Paxley. I don't know. And then the Dame Paxley angle becomes something.
I could see it.
Right? Because this is what NXT is for, in a way.
Yeah, I could see it.
So I think I'm okay with that if that's what they want to do. This is a developmental company, despite some of the ancient people who are here right now. Anyways, the main event thing is the championship contract signing with Saints and Trick. Really quickly, Trick comes out and said he left Ricky hanging at Showdown to prove one thing because he walked out of their match against a super important match against TNA, sorry. There's only one man who can put NXT on his back, and it's Trick. It's not because he loves NXT that much. He owes NXT and TNA nothing. He's loyal to only Trick Williams. Since he loves Trick Williams and Trick Williams loves him, he's going to do what's best for Trick and become a 3-time champion. Saints tells Trick he's lost the plot along the way. Thought he was bigger than the brand, the people in the back, and the title. Trick's been ready to leave for a while now. Trick says it must be hard for someone like Ricky to grind on the indies. Trick doesn't belong on the indies, and when he looks in Ricky's eyes, he sees someone cosplaying, doing his best to be a stunt double for Trick, but no one can replace Trick. At best, Ricky is a stand-in. Ricky says, so I think it's the idea is he takes this whole indie thing a little personally because he gets more fired up, and he's like, the things he did on the indies, Trick's ass would have folded easier than the shirt Trick's wearing. He says he's silkier, more stylish, and this is his house. He's locked in, and Trick is locked out. They get face-to-face. Things escalate. Ricky puts Trick through the table, stands tall with the title. I actually thought I like the idea of it's the guy that had to grind on the indies, right, and has worked his way, paid his dues, brother. And then Trick is just like...
He's the NIL guy.
Trick's an NIL guy who's been handed everything and never had to really go up and down that road, you know? So I think that's cool, and both of them can talk and are convincing, so a pretty good segment. I kind of don't need to see Trick in the ring that much anymore, but...
No, you have.
That's what we're getting. So NXT was not... I didn't think it was a very good episode, but at least I thought the final segment was pretty good. All right, I think that's it, yeah?
I believe so.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up longer than we have been lately because we threw in that pay-per-view review. Let us know any comments. What did you think of Wrestledream? Did you like it? Are we overrating it, underrating it, or accurate in our ratings of it? We'll be back next week. You'll be back at university, so it'll be the old split screen in separate locations. We'll get that done. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great week. Go Blue Jays, go. Am I right? Everybody get on board, be a Jays fan. Root for the underdogs. No one says we has a chance to win, but we're winning. Get on board now. Anyways, we'll see you back here next Saturday. Thanks for taking some time out of your week to listen to us ramble about wrestling. Till next Saturday, everybody. Take care.